I'm Doug Brown. Happy New Year. The new NFL League year is now underway. ESPN's Adam Schefter reports wideout A.J. Green will sign a one-year deal with the Cardinals worth up to $8.5 million. ESPN's Ryan Clark says this is a good move for both sides.
Now A.J. Green is also admitting or saying that I think Kyler Murray is the type of guy that can help me resurrect my career. It's going to be fun to watch him be in that two spot. He can play the slot as well as outside. I think this is a huge move for the Arizona Cardinals.
Ryan Clark on NFL Live. Green played his first 10 seasons with the Bengals. Free agent offensive lineman Trent Williams will sign a 6-year, $138 million contract with the 49ers. That'll make Williams the highest-paid O-lineman in league history. ESPN's Adrian Wojnarowski reports the Miami Heat will get forward Trevor Ariza in a trade with the Thunder. Oklahoma City will get Myers Leonard and a future second-round pick. The Bucks and 76ers tip off an ESPN doubleheader tonight at 7 Eastern.
Do you own or rent your home? Sure you do. Fortunately, Geico makes it easy to bundle your home and car insurance. It's a good thing, too, because having a home is hard work. Go to geico.com, get a quote, and see how much you could save. Geico.com. Easy.
Matt Moscona.
I'm very important.
After further review.
Say it one more time.
After further review with Matt Moscona.
And here we go.
ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria. Live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge studios.
That's right.
And off we go. Welcome aboard. Glad you're with us. AFR presented by Pluckers. I'm Matt.
This is Shaq O'Neal, and I hate Matt.
Paul O'Neal.
They're chanting Paul O'Neal's name.
The Brain.
Hey, the Brain got a poop.
And Mr. Toby Tomplay. All right, we're here. Glad you are as well. Get out there and make it a good one. Oh, by the way, it's a hump day. Yeah. Let's hump, everybody.
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
NFL free agency officially open.
It's hump day.
What are the Saints going to overspend on today?
Hump day.
I can't wait to meet him.
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
LSU bullpen. Man, they stink.
It's hump day.
Or do they?
Hump day.
Doug Thompson in 15 minutes.
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
Will Wade clapping back at Dickie V.
It's hump day.
It's going to be so good.
Hump day.
Will Wade also took another swipe at Cobble.
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
LSU's got a new starting quarterback.
It's hump day.
Or do they?
Hump day.
Man, we got a ton to get to. Glad you're hanging out with us here. Let's roll. So we will keep an eye today on all the comings and goings. I actually love this day. And the NFL really does us a ginormous favor by having the start of free agency at 3 o'clock Central on this day. They start the new league year. So teams can formally sign free agents now, and we are going to see a lot of moves. Free agent signings, trades. Seemingly every time you hit refresh on Schefter, Rappaport, one of those guys on their account, you're going to see some news. Like tight end David Njoku remains on the Browns roster, meaning a $6.013 million salary for 2021 is now fully guaranteed. I don't really care about David Njoku. Inside linebacker Denzel Perryman signing with the Carolina Panthers. You may not care about it, but the point is it's going to touch your team, and we'll follow it throughout the day today. Let me start with a little LSU football news. Tuesday, LSU opened spring practice. It was the first practice of spring, and Ed Orgeron did, in fact, name a new QB1. First, though, here was Orgeron recapping the first day of spring practice.
The guys were very well prepared today. I got to give the coaching staff credit. You know, we have 14 football schools. The guys hit the ground running today. Tommy Moffitt has them in good shape. Now we got to get them in football shape. This was probably one of the toughest first days since I've been here. We got after it pretty good, although we didn't helmets. We didn't have any contact, but we went a full practice. We did a lot of pursuit and effort drills on both offense and defense, focusing on finish. I thought the quarterbacks looked really good. All of them shared reps. I was really impressed with all the quarterbacks. And the young guy, Garrett Nussmeier, showed us he can scramble and make plays on his feet. Very good quarterback group. I thought the defensive line today had a good day. Hopefully we wasn't in pads. The inside guys had a pretty good day. We had some penetration. Ali Gay had a good day of rushing the passer. Keyshawn Butte caught some great passes. Max hit him on a back shoulder route.
Okay, that's enough. I don't care. Okay, whatever. So, blah, 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 blah. Everybody's great today. What matters is that Ed Orgeron did announce who took the first rep at quarterback.
Max Johnson has taken the first snaps. He won the last 2 games for us. Miles Brennan did a tremendous job. TJ Finley did a tremendous job. So those guys are fighting for a quarterback spot. Garrett Nussmeier looked very good today. I think they took all equal reps. Max took the first reps, and I told him he was going to do that. But the competition is open. Let the best man win.
Competition is open. Max Johnson took the first team reps. Ed Orgeron did explain why he chose Johnson to take the first reps.
Well, I know this, Glenn. There's one quarterback that's 2-0 on campus here, and that's him.
That's it. Ed Orgeron said he won the last 2 games. See if we'll keep that momentum going. So I know that, and I got a lot of texts from media folks that cover teams around the SEC like, hey, is Johnson really the guy? I think the assumption is that it's going to be Miles Brennan. I will tell you today the same thing I told you at the end of last season, the same thing I will say until LSU plays UCLA out in the Rose Bowl on September the 4th, and that is that I believe that Miles Brennan is going to be the starting quarterback for Game 1. I completely understand why Ed Orgeron gave Max Johnson the first snap of spring. Somebody had to take the first reps. A couple of years ago, the first reps went to, in 2018, the first reps went to, in spring practice, went to Justin McMillan. Ultimately, Joe Burrow ended up winning the starting quarterback job once he arrived on campus and was there for fall camp. Somebody has to take the first rep, and maybe Max Johnson will end up winning the game. And I do know that LSU, this coaching staff, loves Max Johnson, and he showed a lot in those final 2 games. But none of the 3 was exceptional at any point. They had highs and lows, and none has done something to differentiate themselves. We'll see how it plays out here in the spring and then into fall camp. Ed Orgeron said he feels like Miles Brennan is 100%, although it also felt like he wasn't really taking the reins off completely. But specifically with the starting quarterback position, as odd as this may sound, this is actually pretty familiar for LSU. If you go back to 2008, which was the first year, obviously, post-national championship, where Flynn was the starter and it was going to be Perilou, and then Perilou got booted off the team, and then you had Andrew Hatch, Jarrett Lee. We all remember that, and Jordan Jefferson was a freshman. Since 2008, the only time we knew who the starting quarterback was going into the season, 2012 and 13 was Zach Mettenberger. Because look, post Perilou, it was Jefferson and Lee in 9, 10, and 11. 2012, it was Mettenberger. You went and got him out of Butler Community College. He was your starter for 2 years. Everybody knew it. There was no question. In 2014, you had Anthony Jennings, who finished 2013 coming in for Mettenberger after his knee injury. You had Jennings, and you had Harris. Same thing the following year in 15. Harris wound up winning the job over Jennings. Jennings transfers. You go into 16, and it was Brandon Harris, but Danny Etling was there as well. Now, we all kind of knew Harris was going to get the job, but 4 games into the year, Harris had been benched for Etling. In 2017, you would have assumed it was Etling, but Etling and Brennan battled for that job. Remember when Matt Canada came in as the starting quarterback? It wasn't given or gifted to Danny Etling. The following year, you had McMillan and Narcisse and Brennan and Burrow came in, and it was an open competition. So really, aside from Mettenberger at 12 and 13 and Burrow in 2019, this is basically every year at LSU where you have a quarterback competition. How does it all manifest and play out? This is the beginning of that. I'll also tell you that, as odd as this may sound, if I had to go to place my money at the ticket window in Vegas and said, who do you think is the odds-on favorite? Who do you think takes the first snap of the season against UCLA? I would put money on Miles Brennan, the guy that's going to his 5th year, the guy that was your starter a year ago before he got injured. That's the guy I would tell you I would put my money on. Now, if you said, Matt, go to a ticket window in Vegas and tell me who do you think is the odds-on favorite to transfer before the start of the season, I would also tell you Miles Brennan. And that may not make a lick of sense, but I think today, with the information we have, both are the most likely scenarios. I know what you're all thinking is TJ Finley would transfer. And I'm here to tell you that that may happen, but that's a kid from Ponchatoula who's got a lot of reasons, personally and football-related, to keep him in Baton Rouge, and I don't think he's going anywhere. Maybe he will. Time change. Guys make decisions, whatever may happen. But it's going to be fun to watch it all play out. Critical. It is a critical spring practice for LSU, coming off a 5-5 season where you didn't have bowl practices, where you had so much disruption because of COVID, where you've turned over 5 members of your coaching staff, including your offensive and defensive coordinators. This is a critical year for Ed Ogeron, for this football program. They got to have a productive spring. It started yesterday. We'll certainly keep you up to date as we move along through spring football. All right, it's after further review. Keep our eye on Twitter and all those following the New Orleans Saints. If we have any updates on Saints signings or anything of the nature, we will let you know as soon as we know. All right, quick break. Come back. LSU baseball got a win last night at home against Southeastern. Final non-conference midweek game before SEC play begins on Friday. We'll recap it with Doug Thompson, former Tiger pitcher, member of the LSU Sports Radio Network, next.
AFR.
Boy, the weather, I know today it's rainy and nasty and gross and all that stuff. But overall, we're talking about springtime weather. And it is time to just plant something. And Clegg's Nursery can help you do that. If you don't know what to plant a vegetable garden. Tomatoes, peppers, eggplant. They got Johnny Naylor seeds and so much more. Their greenhouses are bursting right now with blooms. All of your spring bedding plants, go check out our friends at Clegg's Nursery. If you want the Boston Fern hanging baskets, they've got those as well at Clegg's Nursery. And if you want garden decor from garden flags and statues and mats, they've got it at Clegg's Nursery. Wind chimes, tuned wind chimes. Upgrade your outdoor space. Clegg's Nursery can help. 4 locations in the greater Baton Rouge area, and they're partnered with True Value Hardware Store. Buy local, shop local, and tell them Matt sent you to Clegg's Nursery.
At Corvell Toyota in Opelousas, Happy Town, USA, you can get a Corolla with 0% financing or buy it for $19,158. That's 0% financing. So come on down to Happy Town. That's Corvell Toyota in Opelousas, Happy Town, USA.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Oh, hey, what's up? It's Big D and Bubba, 100.7 The Tiger Morning Show. We'd love for you to join us every weekday, 4 a.m. till 9 a.m.
Yeah, everything you want in a show. Country music. We got laughs. We got celebrity in-studio guests. We just need you.
Join us every weekday morning, 4 a.m. to 9 a.m., right where it all started.
That's right. Louisiana's country station, 100.7 The Tiger.
$29,995 for a new Ford F-150. Bayou Ford in La Place has brand new 2020 Ford F-150s for only $29,995. All new Bayou Ford vehicles come with a 1 million mile powertrain warranty, and with Bayou to You, free delivery right to your door. The crew at Bayou Ford is going to do right by you.
This isn't just another day. It's so much more. Kelly's life was put on hold when her auctioneer primary care doctor discovered a rare blood disorder. Her doctor connected her to an auctioneer care team of cancer, heart, and kidney specialists. With multiple primary care locations around Baton Rouge, same-day appointments, and online scheduling, we're relentless about keeping you healthy. Auctioneer Baton Rouge, innovating healthcare for Kelly.
50 years ago on Easter Sunday, Breck's Baton Rouge Zoo proudly opened our doors, and we've been hopping ever since. 5 decades of connecting people with animals, teaching our community about the problems facing wildlife and how we can help, and working with zoos across the world to protect endangered species. Today, our future is taking flight by stretching the possibilities of what your zoo can become, while we keep it fun and affordable for everyone. Thanks for coming along.
Starting in 1974, Central Plumbing has served Baton Rouge and surrounding areas for all of their plumbing needs. Through these tough and trying times, we want you to remember that the Payne family is here to continue to support and serve you. As a multi-generational business, there is no job that is too big or too small. Residential, commercial, industrial, hospitality, we're here for anything you need. 24/7, 365. Give us a call, 22.
After further review with Matt Moscona, ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria. Presented by Plucker's Wing Bar. Open till midnight or later every night of the week, where every Monday is all-you-can-eat wings. Plucker's Wing Bar. If you don't like our wings, we'll give you the bird.
Baseball Tigers 10-7 winners over Southeastern Tuesday night at the box. Good start. Pounded the baseball. Suspect relief. About par for the course for this team right now. Doug Thompson's with us, former Tiger great, now member of the LSU Sports Radio Network. Duggar, how are you?
My man, doing good. Just waiting for all this bad weather that's supposed to roll in here pretty soon.
Well, let's just talk baseball. And
cool.
let the weather be what it is. Do you have as much concern as the general fan base does over the bullpen right now?
Not really, because I see a lot of bright spots with some of these young pitchers that have come in that I think are ready. I think there's 5 or 6 freshmen, which is a record for me to ever say anywhere that I think 5 or 6 freshmen can play in the SEC. But I really do think that there's 5 or 6 kids, not only with this stuff, but this kind of uncanny composure. They're going to be able to step up and compete. And I think when kind of one of the things we see the most with the struggles are some of the guys that have been there. You know, Fontenot's had some struggles, Bittmeyer's had some struggles, Mikhail Hilliard, and others. You know, Aaron George. They've had some problems, but that's one of the things with going around the sun too many times, right? I mean, they people see you enough, and they see what you've got. The word hits the street. And they know how to approach you better. And I think maybe even Fontenot's dealing with that a little bit right now. He looked good last night, and I think he's going to be a big piece of that bullpen success or failure. But I'm not real concerned because I think that there's some tremendous new arms that are going to be able to help some of these older guys get on track.
You mentioned Fontenot. He's been one of the kind of perplexing cases because he's been so good, Doug, for so long, and now he's struggling a bit. Last night, it looked like he found it. Was anything different last night? Are you noticing anything specifically with Fontenot when he, quote, has it or doesn't?
Well, to me, it seems like, you know, just watching from upstairs, and I don't really know exactly what's going on down on the field, but, you know, he had 9 strikeouts and 6 walks, and he had 7 hits coming into last night, only 4 runs. So it wasn't terrible in 8 innings of work, but it wasn't Fontenot, you know. You expect in his first 8 innings, 9 innings of work for him to give up 2 or 3 hits, maybe a run, but to have, you know, 2 walks and 13 strikeouts. And the fastball's still there. It's 94, 95 miles an hour. He's still got a great slider. But I don't think he's getting that slider over early enough. And then I don't think he's making that, or until last night, making that 1-2 and 0-2 pitch to go ahead and end at bats when he can. I think it seems like, again, I don't have all his data in front of me, but it seems like he goes 0-2, 1-2. When he gets that 2-2 pitch, to make it happen pitch, it seems like they've been able to keep the at-bat alive, and batters that have been able to extend at-bats and poke it, out there, find a hole. So I don't think there's anything to be concerned about because he's got great stuff. It's worked before. It's not like anything is less than what it was before. I think it's a matter of just execution, and I think we saw a step in the right direction last night.
You okay with Garrett Edwards as the closer? Because it seems like that's the role he's going to take on now.
I love Garrett Edwards as a starter or a closer. I love his tempo. I think his funky delivery, that it's kind of a funky leg kick, is really good. And I think he has 3 pitches for strikes. It doesn't seem to bother him to be in that role. Last night was just a quick 1, 2, 3 inning. So yeah, I do like him in that role. But I wonder, if they continue to have problems closing out games, if and when we would ever see Hill bounce to the back of the bullpen and one of these, freshman arms step into that weekend rotation along with Levis and Marceau.
Doug Thompson's our guest. Yeah, no, just candidly, is that anything that you've discussed with anybody on staff?
Absolutely not.
Okay.
Absolutely not. I would assume, though, that I'm not the only one thinking about that, right? I mean, Hill's got the type of stuff that when he runs out there in the 9th inning, easily could be just 3 strikeouts. I mean, it's 98, 97, wicked curveball, great changeup. And one would assume that velocity would maybe even have a chance to increase a little bit with just the 1 inning stints. But the point is, you wonder how long, especially now diving into the SEC, you wonder how long Coach Maneri will continue to watch the bullpen suffer, particularly late in games in that 8th and 9th inning, before he does make some type of a move like that to try to shore that back end up a little bit more.
Is he more valuable, he being Hill? Would he be more valuable as a starter or as a potential, 8th, 9th inning guy?
Well, I think it's a matter of, do you really have one of these new kids that can throw, can be a weekend guy? I think that's what needs to be, you would need to be sure about first, that one of these kids is, whether it's Helmer or Ty Floyd or Garrett Edwards, any of the ones that have really stepped up and kind of separated themselves, can they really pitch throughout this SEC gauntlet on Sundays? And if you feel like that you have a good chance to win with one of those out there, then yeah, I think having Jaden Hill, which is one of the best arms in the country, coming out for the 9th inning makes the Tigers even tougher to beat, holding that 1-run or 2-run lead.
A couple more for you. Doug Thompson is our guest, former Tiger great, national champion, now on the LSU Sports Radio Network. Tigers win last night against Southeastern. They open up conference play this weekend against Mississippi State. Okay, you pitched in the heart of the Gorilla Ball era. I mean, you were on the team that hit 188 home runs, although, Doug, I don't think you had an AB that season, did you?
No,
okay.
I wish. I tried once, but it didn't work out.
Oh, well, how did that convo go with the skipper?
Well, he owed me an at-bat. It's a long story. But
I got time. What's the story? No, I got time.
Well, we made a bet about, I don't know, a certain outing that was coming up, and if I did whatever, he would give me an at-bat, and I did it, and then we had the game, against Southern. We were winning 18 or 19 to nothing or 1 late in the game, and I had the helmet on and all that. He didn't let me hit, but the reason was because the night before, a midweek game, a food fight started in the locker room, and I was part of the blame for the beginning of the food fight, so I was in the doghouse. And he told me in the dugout the next night against Southern. I stood right next to him when it was getting late. I was like, I got to get here. And I said, Coach. And he said, if it wasn't for the doghouse, Dougie boy. And that was it. And that night, I'll tell you, the guy that did get to hit was Jamin Garrettell, who had never in his whole life hit a ball out of the ballpark. Batting practice, game, high school, little league, and he hit a bomb over the left center field bleachers for his first home run ever. So that was pretty cool. So I'm kind of glad I didn't hit that night. I might have taken that at bat away from Jamin.
So I'm going to have to call you on the Jamin Garrettell homer stat, though.
Okay.
Because
give it to me.
No. I find it hard to believe that Jamin never hit a home run. I just don't.
Nope.
All right, I'm gonna do some research, and I will find out the answer to that question here in very short order. Okay. But
listen. The reason I know it's true is because I found it that hard to believe as well. Like, wait a minute. And he's like, yep, first one ever. It was a pretty cool story. But you need to verify that and then confirm it later where people can hear that I'm not crazy.
It's 24 years ago, Duggar. I think either he was screwing with you, which would not surprise anyone who knows Jamin, or you just misremember. If I could steal a phrase from Roger the Rocket Clemens.
Maybe. I'm sure you can tweet him. I'm sure he's going to be texting. Let me see. He might have texted already.
Okay.
He hasn't texted yet, but I'm hoping he's listening right now.
Okay. Does this LSU team have the characteristics offensively of that team, sans the bats, of course?
Well, yeah. I mean, they've hit 35. I don't know how many that team hit. I think somebody sent me a tweet earlier, 90 or 53 or 54 after 18 games. So in today's game, yeah, I think that they're equally as impressive. They're leading the country in home runs. It seems like they hit 3 or 4 home runs every night. I mean, it's all up and down. I noticed in the lineup yesterday, the other thing that looks very similar from 97 is there's no zeros. Like everybody has at least one volt. And it's been crazy. It's been fun to watch. There's been a lot of reminiscing going on where some of these exciting home runs late in games are it kind of reminds you of the Gorilla Ball days. But yeah, I think that they are the equivalent to the 97 team with just different bats in the landscape of college baseball.
Last thing, is this offensive approach, which clearly is very different from anything Maneri's teams have been since he's been at LSU, is this offensive approach sustainable over 56 games and then into the postseason?
Why not?
I don't know. I'm asking you.
I don't know why. The college player, they're young and they're emotional. And, when you're at LSU, there's kind of this magic that kicks in. But so I think what matters is that more than anything else is that they believe. And clearly they believe and they're locked in. They all look really comfortable. I love their approach. And if they continue to believe that no game is ever over until the end, and they believe that they're the most, powerful hitting team in the country, that type of synergy can be dangerous with a group of guys this age. With this type of motivation and all these things to play for. I mean, so yeah, I think where they are right now is definitely sustainable. Do I think it'll slow down a little bit with the gauntlet of the SEC approaching? Sure. But do I think that they'll still be one of the highest run producing team in the league once the season starts? Yeah, I do. I think that they have a great approach. I think Eddie Smith's done a great job. He's a great hire. And he's getting the best out of these guys right now, and that's what it's all about. Regardless of how you get them to get to that point, whether it's through video or motivation or a lot of reps or just a lot of talking about approach, it doesn't matter if the result is getting them there. And I think he's done that through the first 18 games. So I don't know why he wouldn't be able to keep it up.
He's on Twitter at DT9Tigers, former Tiger pitcher, now on the LSU Sports Radio Network, and our good friend, Doug Thompson. I'm going to get the Garridell info ASAP, and I'll hit you back, all right?
All right, my man.
Thank you, Doug. Appreciate it, man.
Have a good one.
That is Doug Thompson. This is After Further Review. We'll go around the SEC, a little Bourbon Dictionary coming up, and we are keeping an eye on the NFL transaction wire as we move throughout the day as free agency is 28 minutes old. Stay here.
AFR.
If you need a place to watch LSU this weekend, March Madness coming up this weekend, all of your NBA action, or really any sporting event in the world, where else would you go but Pluckers? I mean, yeah, you could watch it at your house, and people always say, I like being at my house. I could sit in my favorite chair, and the fridge is right there. But you know what you don't have at your house? You don't have award-winning jumbo chicken wings. You know what else you don't have at your house? Ice cold draft beer, dozens of different options, ice cold draft beer, or a full service bar. And I bet you don't have more than 60 50-inch flat screens at your house. You know who does? Pluckers. Nicholson, just south of campus. Bluebonnet, right in front of the Mall of Louisiana. Remember, all season long, every single LSU baseball game, they got it on the TV at both Pluckers locations. So if you can't be at the box, or if you don't have ESPN Plus and you need a place to watch the Tigers, watch them at Pluckers. Nicholson, Bluebonnet, dine in, carry out. Pluckers, you don't like our wings. We'll give you the bird.
It's no secret. The best oysters in Baton Rouge are at Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar. Enjoy mouth-watering South Louisiana flavor and oysters from all over the country. And don't forget our nightly drink specials. Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar, located in downtown Baton Rouge.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
This is a house call. This is a follow-up appointment. This is a diabetes checkup. This isn't just more convenient care, it's more advanced care. This is innovating healthcare at Louisiana's #1 hospital, Kushner.
Are you a licensed contractor? There's lots of good contractors in Louisiana doing work the right way, but unfortunately, too many unlicensed contractors are working outside the licensing requirements. Working as a contractor in Louisiana requires a license for the company doing the work. The Louisiana State Licensing Board for Contractors wants to help you get licensed to allow you to conduct work legally. It's not difficult to get the license. We can help you. Go to lacontractor.org for more information. Licensed contractors, it's the law.
I'm Jay Ducote. I grew up learning how to cook at LSU tailgate parties and right in my own backyard. And I created JD's Louisiana products to bring that Louisiana flavor to you at home for your backyard cookout. JD's Louisiana barbecue sauce, Louisiana molasses mustard, spicy and sweet barbecue rub, and more are available at your local supermarkets or by logging on to jducote.com/.
After further review with Matt Moscona, ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria. Presented by Plucker's Wing Bar. Open till midnight or later every night of the week, where every Monday is all-you-can-eat wings. Plucker's Wing Bar. If you don't like our wings, we'll give you the bird.
All right, thanks again to Doug Thompson for joining us. A little Bourbon Dictionary with Taylor Calandro here in about 15 minutes. If you got questions, you know you can always get them in via the jimsfirearms.net phone lines, the Bayou Ford YouTube chat, or you can text me in the 225. It is a 396-4400, 396-4400. NCAA tournament's going to get underway later this week. And for the first time ever, the tournament is going to take place in a state with legal bookmakers operating in that state. It has previously been an NCAA rule that any state that legalized gambling or sports betting, there could not be a championship event held in that state. That's why no championship event has ever been held in Las Vegas. Well, the NCAA changed that rule, and of course, Indiana is one of the states that does have legal sports betting. So this is a first for the NCAA, who, to their, just as a point of order, the NCAA remains opposed to sports betting, legal or illegal. And they do not allow advertisements for sports betting, et cetera, like we've seen with other professional sports leagues. But this is going to be a first, and the NCAA, the gaming regulators in Indiana, say they're all monitoring betting action closely. We can talk about this in that third hour when Jimmy's here for Otterlocks, but I don't know this seems so short-sighted. Like, with the proliferation of sports betting, especially online sports betting, where anybody can wager online. I mean, sports betting isn't yet legal in Louisiana in land-based casinos or sports books, but I sports bet every day online. So many of you do as well. I talk about it here on the radio. It's anybody can do it. It's naive to assume that people aren't doing it, that just because you're physically in Indiana, there's more of a possibility for there to be improprieties. I mean, you just do your due diligence, like the sports books and the gaming regulation, the gaming boards do as it is, and you do your best to manage it, understanding that could there be rogue instances, a Tim Donaghy here or there? Have there been point shaving scandals? Sure. Tulane, SMU, there have been point shaving scandals. I also think it's a dramatic outlier for that to happen, and people are going to bet on it anyway. So, but it's after further review. So we'll talk some booze with Taylor Calandro here in about 10 minutes from right now. We are keeping our eye on NFL free agency as well. Keep hitting refresh to see if anything does break there as it pertains to the New Orleans Saints. We're keeping an eye on it. The Saints did, on their social media today, issue a video. They posted a video of Drew Brees reading a farewell letter to New Orleans. We'll play that for you a bit later, but if you are the type that gets emotional, even if you're not, this may cause you to get emotional, so fair warning, grab your tissue as you go about it. All right, let me remind you about South Point Volkswagen. We will go around the SEC in just a second. SouthPointVW.com, new and certified pre-owned in Baton Rouge and online at SouthPointVW.com. Days like this where the weather is as bad as it is and is projected to be, it is so reassuring knowing that I drive one of the safest vehicles on the road, that my wife drives one of the safest vehicles on the road. Both Erica and I are Volkswagen drivers. SouthPointVW.com is where you can go to shop online, to work out to see the dealer specials online, to work out financing online. It's right there at SouthPointVW.com. And if you want to go test drive, you know where they are. Airline just north of Highland or SouthPointVW.com. South Point Volkswagen. What's your direction? Okay, we do it every day about this time. Let's go around the SEC.
The Tennessee Volunteers.
I mean, kind of need the Around the SEC open.
Around the SEC, presented by Gulf Coast Office Products, excellence in imaging solutions. The Tennessee Volunteers.
Hey, Brain.
Yeah.
You're fired.
Saw that one coming.
I mean, come on, dude. We do the damn segment every day.
Just gonna have to sit here and wear it.
You were looking at me like, what?
Well, I looked at the sheet. I thought I got the team wrong. What could it possibly have been?
I want to go Will Wade on you. All right. Tennessee football has paused team activities as they deal with multiple positive COVID-19 tests among players and staff. Comes less than a week before the Vols were scheduled to begin spring practice. Of course, it's been a tumultuous offseason. Josh Heupel was hired January the 27th, replacing Jeremy Pruitt, who was fired amid NCAA investigation. And Heupel didn't even finish his staff until 13 days ago. Tennessee scheduled to open the season September the 4th at home against Bowling Green.
The Arkansas Razorbacks.
Oklahoma used a 5-run third inning. They beat number 1 Arkansas, running away with an 8-5 victory Tuesday at Baum-Walker Stadium. Well, that can't be the case.
I got it. That's right.
No, I mean, this says that Arkansas, who's the number 1 team in the country in baseball, that they lost a midweek game to an unranked team. Right, at home.
I know. I'm looking at it right here.
No, this has to be wrong. Hit refresh on the box.
Yeah, I'm going to do that.
Hit that real quick.
Nope, that's it.
No. So Arkansas, the number 1 team in the country, lost a midweek game to an unranked opponent?
That is correct. That's the way that played out.
Arkansas opens SEC play this weekend at Baum-Walker Stadium against Alabama for a 3-game series. Brain, I guess, good teams lose baseball games.
It happens.
The Ole Miss Rebels.
Hey, Brain.
Yeah.
It's around the SEC.
Yeah.
We do it every day.
I know.
What's going on?
I'm clicking away over here, and I look over, and I finally see that the mouse is not on the button.
Hey, Paul. Hey, Paul. Yeah. Is he high?
He's tired.
I don't think so.
Is he drunk?
I'm definitely not drunk.
It's a shame. It is St. Patty's Day. Number 4, Ole Miss. Number 4, Ole Miss went on the road to play Louisiana Tech in Ruston. No, this can't be right. This says that Ole Miss lost 13-1 last night in baseball. Number 4, Ole Miss lost at Louisiana Tech 13-1. That can't be right.
You've got that one right as well.
No.
That is correct.
You mean to tell me Josh Mallett went 4 innings and gave up 4 hits and 3 runs all in the first inning, and then the Rebs only tallied 6 hits and stranded 9?
That is the way it played out.
Nah.
Yeah.
They're ranked 4th in the country, Brain.
I realize this.
They're a good baseball team.
I realize this.
So you mean to tell me that good teams lose midweek baseball games?
It happens. It does happen.
Ole Miss plays Auburn this weekend. Brain, now
The Florida Gators.
Now's the time where you hit the next drop. Gotcha. Oh, no, this can't be. This isn't right. No. Now, this one says that 5th-ranked Florida, they lost to unranked Florida, a 7-6 Florida State team, not a very good Florida State team. That 5th-ranked Florida lost 10-2 to Florida State last night.
It happened.
Nah.
It happened.
You're lying.
I am not lying.
My eyes must be, well, I know my eyes aren't bad. I had LASIK from Dr. Blake Williamson at the Williamson Eye Center. I see this perfectly. The Seminoles, 7-6, jumped out to a 7-0 lead in the first 2 innings and then added 3 more in the 7th. Brain, this can't be right.
It's 100% right.
Oh. How can this be, Brain? Florida, ranked 5th in the country, got skunked by an unranked team in a midweek game? How did this happen?
Well, as you saw with the number 4 team in the country and the number 1 team in the country, every once in a while, good teams lose midweek games.
Yeah.
Yep.
They must stink. Florida plays Texas A&M this week in Gainesville in a 3-game series. Clearly, Florida will get swept there because you cannot lose midweek games and actually be a good team. There you have it. That is Around the SEC, presented by Gulf Coast Office Products. Shout out to our guy, Trey Beal, and our friends at Gulf Coast Office Products online at gcopnet.com, gcopnet.com for Gulf Coast Office Products. Face-to-face sales, service after the sale, Baton Rouge, New Orleans, North Shore, and Lafayette, Gulf Coast Office Products. Glad to have you hanging out with us here. Was the sarcasm thick enough there? Too thick? Did I overdo it? Was it on point? What do you think?
I don't think you can overdo it in that regard.
Maybe a poll question for today. Was Matt's sarcasm at Around the SEC too thick? Not thick enough? Just right? Kind of like, what's it, Goldilocks in the porridge?
Yeah.
Maybe a good way we could go with that. All right, it's after further review. We will do Bourbon Dictionary when we come back next. Talk some Saints, their cap outlook this year and beyond after the top of the hour. Ed Ogeron also announced that one of the starters on defense is going to miss a giant portion of spring football. Pels peed down their leg last night. We'll talk about that with Scott Kushner in the next hour. We got a ton to do, and glad you're here. Stick around. It's AFR.
AFR.
Buying or selling your home, you know what to do. Call Darren James and get your home sold. 335-7666, 335-7666, or agent225.com. Do you know how invested Darren James is into his client's happiness? How many realtors do this? If you buy a home from Darren, once you get settled, Darren will throw a party for 20 friends, family members to come to your house. He has the whole thing catered, so that way you could have a housewarming party on him, on his dime, at your new home. Why? Because Darren wants you to have an unbelievable experience. He thrives in customer service. If you're buying or selling a home, why would you call anyone else? 335-7666. Call Darren James.
Think real estate, think Darren James.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time. Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
At Corvette Toyota in Opelousas, Happy Town, USA, you can get a Corolla with 0% financing or buy it for $19,158. That's 0% financing. So come on down to Happy Town. That's Corvette Toyota in Opelousas, Happy Town, USA.
I'm feeling good. So I just thought you should know.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
At All-Star Toyota, you get it all. If you're in the market for an all-new Toyota vehicle, come see our friendly and knowledgeable sales team at All-Star Toyota. Located in Baton Rouge at the corner of Airline and Goodwood, we've been serving our community since 2005 by offering a large selection of new Toyota cars, trucks, and SUVs. Get behind the wheel of your dream car and take a test drive at All-Star Toyota today.
ServiceMaster Elite create clean, disinfected work environments. As a local business, we take pride in serving the New Orleans and Baton Rouge areas. Our cleaning protocols follow CDC and OSHA standards for healthcare settings, offices, senior living, restaurants, and industrial plants. Contact ServiceMaster Elite to get your operation ready for reopening with germ disinfection cleaning. ServiceMaster Elite, the trusted choice in professional cleaning since 1996.
Can you feel it? Spring is almost here, and if you got a new boat for Christmas or you just want to take your boat to a new level, you want front-to-back boat service, HD displays, live sonar that show the fish before you cast, trolling motors. At Front to Back, they got not one, but two NMEA certified techs for all of your marine electronic needs. How does a brand new speaker system sound? Well, guess what? They do that too. So call 225-928-9644 or go to Front to Back Boat Service.
$29,995 for a new Ford F-150. Bayou Ford in LaPlace has brand new 2020 Ford F-150s for only $29,995. All new Bayou Ford vehicles come with a 1,000,000-mile powertrain warranty, and with Bayou to You, free delivery right to your door. The crew at Bayou Ford is good.
After further review with Matt Moscona, ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria. Presented by Plucker's Wing Bar. Open till midnight or later every night of the week, where every Monday is all-you-can-eat wings. Plucker's Wing Bar. If you don't like our wings, we'll give you the bird.
They're the gang with the slang. This is Bourbon Dictionary with Matt Moscona and Taylor Calandro.
All right, wrapping up hour number one. Taylor Calandro joins Wine and Spirits Director from Calandro's. We call it Bourbon Dictionary. Got booze questions. Fire away. How are you, Dit?
Good, Matt. Happy St. Patty's Day.
To you as well, man. Is this a big Irish whiskey day?
Usually it is. Usually the big Irish whiskey push is when we have a parade, but obviously we didn't have that this year. So
if you got questions for Taylor, fire away. Text me in the 225-396-4400, 396-4400, 396-4400. Booze questions, anything about anything. Hit me with a little knowledge here on Irish whiskey and what the difference is, aside from the fact that it's from Ireland.
Irish whiskey is typically it drinks pretty smooth. I know people hate that word, but it's lighter, smooth. I mean, I know Jameson is distilled 3 times, so it's run through a still 3 times. They just like a cleaner spirit, and they're generally a little younger. The main ones, they're a little younger, 3 or 4 or 5 years old. But they do have like some single malt and some higher end Irish whiskeys that are older. for sure, like red breast and the spots, green spot, yellow spot, red spot. I think there's a blue spot too.
What is I think everyone knows Jameson as probably the most popular. What are last week when you weren't here, we were talking to the guys from the Fighting 69th Irish Whiskey, which is an amazing story behind it. It's all rooted in American in the Fighting 69th Regiment, which is an American military regiment, and it's kind of amazing the ties that they have to both LSU and the military. But you all sell the Fighting 69th. Have you tried it?
No. I mean, yeah, we do sell it, but I have not tried it. No.
No, go
I
ahead.
don't know much about it either.
It's an amazing story. I did a Facebook Live with the guys last week, and they kind of explained the history of it. If you want to go check it out, it's on my Facebook page. It's pretty phenomenal if you want to go check it out and learn a little more about it. Let's get to some questions for you while we got some. No, go ahead. I'm sorry, I interrupted. I'm going fast.
No. I said, yeah, I will, because I'd like to hear about it.
Via text, John White, have you ever tried Smoke Wagon?
No, and I've been seeing a lot of Smoke Wagon on the internet, and I'm not very familiar with it, but I'd love to eventually. I'm not completely sure what the deal with it is, but it's not in Louisiana yet.
Yeah, Smoke Wagon is distilled in Vegas, and I actually got really lucky and scored a bottle of it. So if you,
Did you?
I did, as a matter of fact. So if you want to sample,
I would love that. Did you open it?
I've not opened it yet, but I have tried it.
Well, we need to try it together.
Okay, I'll come by the store and we'll do that. I'll actually really look forward to it. It's phenomenal, by the way. Ask Taylor, Rory Loop in the Bayou Ford YouTube chat. What are your thoughts on Eagle Rare 10-year?
I love Eagle Rare 10-year. It's one of those ones that's getting hard to get, but when you can find it, buy it. It's still age stated. It's 10-year and it's full flavored. It's a solid bottle of bourbon.
How does something like Eagle Rare accelerate in popularity as it has? Really, Taylor, I'd say in the last 2 years, the growth in popularity has been exponential.
Yeah, I mean, we talk about that a lot across the board, the growth of popularity of bourbon, but I can pinpoint something with Eagle Rare. It's from Buffalo Trace, and it's still age-stated, and it's single barrel, which a lot of people are looking for, and it's just got a good name, and it's good whiskey, too, and it's inexpensive.
Brett Dagro said, where can I find some Wellers?
We put Special Reserve out last week. We actually put some E.H. Taylor small batch out today at Perkins, but I think they're gone.
Thanks for the heads up, jerk. He said, Andrew Moeller says, do you have the Ambassador?
No. We did around the holidays. Those are from Proof and Wood Ventures. They have the Ambassador, the Presidential Dram. There's a few of them. We had some during the holidays, but we don't have any right now.
Ask Taylor, this is Matthew Cox. Ask Taylor, need a recommendation for another Scotch. Just finished a Highland Park 12 and really enjoyed it.
Ooh, man, try Balvenie. Any of the Balvenies. It's going to be a little different than that Highland Park, but that's what I would move to.
Ask Taylor, thoughts on Woodford Reserve Very Fine Rare Whiskey.
I haven't had it. Just are they talking about like regular Woodford Reserve or like one of the special edition?
I would guess just regular Woodford.
I mean, I like Woodford, but if they're talking about that special edition, it was a Very Fine 15 or something. I haven't tried it, but regular Woodford's fine, and the double oak's really good too.
Thoughts on Proper 12?
It's a Irish whiskey, and I love Colin McGregor. So
did you say Colin McGregor?
Connor McGregor.
I thought you said Colin. We're gonna have to go.
I did say Colin. Connor. I always call him Colin.
Yeah, we're
Connor
gonna have to check
McGregor.
the tape if you're trying to back off of that, because I'm pretty sure you said
No, because I did that the other day too when I was talking about Proper 12.
How could you possibly say you love someone and then get their name wrong?
Because Colin is a very popular Irish name too. So Connor, Colin, you get people's names mixed up.
You got to meet my good friend Todd Calandro. Comes on the show every Wednesday at 3:45. Does a great job over there. See, but I didn't screw up. That's my point. You're the one who screwed up. That's all.
And I admitted it.
I know.
I totally admitted it.
I know. What else is popping right now? Are we moving through, obviously, the whiskey allocation season? What's going good right now?
Ranch ranch water, man. The canned ranch waters are taking off. Ranch water is tequila, soda water, and lime juice, and they're starting to can it and just ready to drinks, man. And a lot of people are starting to do it now. It's just like seltzers, but that's a good summertime deal. You need to try one if you haven't had one, because I know you like tequila in the summer. You need to try one. Just pop one by the pool. They're delicious.
I'll do it. Thanks for the time as always, man. We'll see you.
All right, Matt. Thanks.
That is Taylor Calandro. This is After Further Review. Sports Center, straight ahead.
AFR.
Brought to you by the Williamson Eye Center and WilliamsonEYE.com. Go for that free consultation. No matter your age, no matter your refractive issue, the Williamson Eye Center has a solution for you. If you want to live your life without contacts or glasses, they have an option. I had LASIK done a few years ago, still seeing better than 20/20. Told you about my cousin who's 40 years old, had LASIK 20-some-odd years ago. He needed a little touch-up. He qualified for PRK. My dad's almost 70. He had RK years ago. They were able to do a lens replacement on him just a few months ago. Now he doesn't need to use glasses anymore. If you're living your life with contacts or glasses and you want to live your life being able to see clearly without contacts or glasses, there is a way, but it starts with going for that free consultation at the Williamson Eye Center. 924-2020, 924-2020, or Williamson EY.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Years ago on Easter Sunday, Breck's Baton Rouge Zoo proudly opened our doors, and we've been hopping ever since. 5 decades of connecting people with animals, teaching our community about the problems facing wildlife and how we can help, and working with zoos across the world to protect endangered species. Today, our future is taking flight by stretching the possibilities of what your zoo can become, while we keep it fun and affordable for everyone. Thanks for coming along.
Oh, hey, what's up? It's Big D and Bubba, 100.7 The Tiger Morning Show. We'd love for you to join us every weekday, 4 a.m. till 9 a.m.
Yeah, everything you want in a show. Country music. We got laughs. We got celebrity in-studio guests. We just need you.
Join us every weekday morning, 4 a.m. to 9 a.m., right where it all started.
That's right. Louisiana's country station, 100.7 The Tiger.
This isn't just another day, it's so much more. Kelly's life was put on hold when her auctioneer primary care doctor discovered a rare blood disorder. Her doctor connected her to an auctioneer care team of cancer, heart, and kidney specialists. With multiple primary care locations around Baton Rouge, same-day appointments, and online scheduling, we're relentless about keeping you healthy. Auctioneer Baton Rouge, innovating healthcare for Kelly.
Acura of Baton Rouge for attractive offers on the MDX.
Hand Injury Lawyers.
This is SportsCenter.
I'm Doug Brown. ESPN's Adam Schefter reports the Arizona Cardinals will sign wideout A.J. Green to a one-year deal worth up to $8.5 million. Green played his first 10 seasons in Cincinnati. Adam says there are potential quarterback moves still to come.
There are some teams out there that still have not addressed the quarterback the way that they were hoping to this offseason, like the Denver Broncos, like the Carolina Panthers. People have wondered about the 49ers.
Adam Schefter on Key J and Z. The Colts will re-sign running back Marlon Mack to a one-year deal for $2 million. Mack missed last season after tearing his Achilles in Week 1. The Patriots are still collecting players. They'll sign center Ted Karras to a one-year deal that could be worth up to $4 million. After getting cut by the Bills, wideout John Brown will sign a one-year deal with the Raiders worth $3.75 million. Former NBA center Sean Bradley now paralyzed after a traumatic spinal cord injury. Almost 2 months ago, he was hit from behind by a car while riding his bike.
Dell's semi-annual sale delivers unmatched productivity and play. Right now, save what Dell employees save with 17% off leading XPS and Alienware computers powered by Intel Core processors. Visit Dell.com/semi-annual or call 800-BY-DELL. That's 800-BY-DELL.
Matt Moscona.
I'm very important.
After further review.
Say it one more time.
After further review with Matt Moscona.
And here we go.
ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria. Live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge studios.
That's right.
Hour 2, off we go. Welcome aboard. Glad you're with us. AFR presented by Pluckers. I'm Matt.
I appreciate it, bud. Have a good one.
Paul O'Neill.
They're chanting Paul O'Neill's name.
The Brain.
Hey, the brain got a poop.
And Mr. Toby Tumplay. All right, we're here. Glad you are as well. Get out there and make it a good one. NFL free agency is underway. We're keeping our eye on things for the New Orleans Saints. And a lot to get to. Ed Ogeron, when he met with the media after the first spring practice, did announce one starter is going to miss a giant chunk of spring. We'll talk about that coming up in about 15 minutes. Scott Kushner, bottom of this hour, Pels just gagged away a win in Portland last night. It was exhilarating watching Zion, who is so much fun, but agonizing watching them just fumble away a win against a really good team. We will get to that later this hour as well. And something else we're going to keep our eye on, sort of from the periphery. If you're watching the LSU basketball game against Alabama on Saturday, Dick Vitale was on the call. And Dick Vitale has long been at the center of this feud with LSU fans. This isn't a fan-generated story. This is legitimate. Dick Vitale was very public in his criticism of Will Wade. He most certainly convicted Will Wade in the public. About 2 years ago. And apparently he just can't let it go, man. And apparently if you're watching the game on Saturday, there was a point in the game where Dick Vitale specifically mentioned the allegations against Will Wade. They had a graphic on the screen and everything. And it's a 2-year-old story, and quite honestly, I don't know why it's even worth mentioning any longer. Until there is some advancement or resolution to this story, it would be like every time Rick Pitino coaches a game, are you going to run graphics about his time at Louisville and what happened there? And that's a guy that was actually found to have been in the wrong and was fired for it. As of now, there is still nothing that has come of the Will Wade stuff. I've I've said this a million times. I have not moved off of my stance. I am not exonerating Will Wade in any way. What I'm saying is the optics of many situations around intercollegiate athletics have been awful at times. Cam Newton, his dad solicited a $250,000 payment for his son to play. Cam Newton played. Johnny Manziel was on video in a Vegas hotel room signing scores of autographs. Do we think he was doing that out of the goodness of his heart? Johnny Manziel went and played a full season in 2013. A lot of times optics look bad. What can you prove? And 2 years after the Damn Strong Offer tape was released, or the transcript of the tape was released, Will Wade is still coaching and Javonte Smart is still playing. It's not because they haven't looked. They haven't found anything. So you can throw your tantrum and throw a hissy fit about what's on that recording, but what can you prove actually happened? And at this point, the answer is nothing, which is why Will Wade continues to coach and Javonte Smart continues to play, and LSU is going to be in the tournament whether Dick Vitale likes it or not. Well, apparently, as is customary, you have the coach speak with the broadcast crew before a game. Guys to look out for, just kind of, it's that very cordial, congenial conversation that you have the day before the game to let the broadcasters know to help along in the broadcast. Well, apparently, Dick Vitale and Will Wade spoke the night before the LSU-Alabama game, and Dick assured Will Wade that he wouldn't bring up all of the allegations, something that did, in fact, happen in the broadcast. Well, today, Will Wade was meeting with the media and was asked about the Dick Vitale comments on the broadcast.
I think I addressed it. I mean, what's there else to say? I talked to him the day before the game. He said he said it was going to be strictly about basketball, and then he gets on there and there's all sorts of other stuff from what I understand. I don't ever listen to the games with the commentary, but I mean, it's what I said is the truth.
And now now Dick Vitale is going on within the last hour, a Twitter rampage again at Will Wade and at LSU fans. I just, for the life of me, can't understand it. I can't understand why a man who's 80 years old, who is a basketball and broadcast Hall of Famer, he at one point in his career certainly was a beloved figure and character, a caricature of himself, a guy who has done so much good in growing the game and his love of the game and his catchphrases and everything. I don't know why he would descend into the muck and get into Twitter arguments with fans about a 2-year-old conversation. And it's just, the answer is very obvious. I mean, look, Tim Brando has been on the show, and Tim and Will or Tim and Dick are going back and forth on Twitter as well with some fans, whatever. But Tim Brando has said it. Dick Vitale is one of the most thin-skinned, egocentric people he's ever met. I mean, that's the nature of Dick Vitale. He wants to be beloved, and he cares what people say and think. Some people are like that, and clearly Dick Vitale is, which is why he can't live this down. And I think for someone who has spent the better part of his career being a beloved figure, to now be a criticized figure for something that he can't understand why really weighs on him, which is why he cannot help himself but continue to descend into this conversation where when he feels like he has a chance to take a shot, he's going to do it. And then he's amazed and startled by the very public brushback from LSU fans. And this is a 2-year-old story that's going to happen every single time now that there's something that goes on with LSU basketball, and clearly with Will Wade. So I wish Dick Vitale, for his own sake, would just shut up. I don't think there's any point at all in him continuing to have these conversations and to continue to engage in this debate. But here we are again. Okay, it is after further review, and glad to have you aboard with us here. NFL free agency, the league year is 1 hour and 10 minutes old right now. And the Saints did it. They were able to get within salary cap compliance, which they had to. I mean, you must do so to be within cap compliance before the start of the league year. There is no option. People say, what happens if they don't? Like, you don't have the option. So the Saints were, in fact, able to do it to get within cap compliance. They cleared about $111 million in cap space to be ready for the league year. And what it means is what we talk about all the time, that there is no such thing as cap hell. There's always a way out if you know how to manipulate the salary cap. and use all of the different loopholes to find your way out. What is interesting is not what happens this year, because they'll find a way to make it work this year, but then you look to next year. And next year, the Saints are going to find themselves, candidly, in a very similar situation. As of right now, they've got 26 players under contract for next year at a total of $167 million, which puts them $41 million under the cap. So understand, you still got to sign about 25 more players for next year. You're at about the halfway mark of your roster for next year, and you've only got about $41 million in cap space. So you're very likely going to be in the same situation next year. But what you're going to do is exactly what you did this year. When you look at Michael Thomas, whose cap hit next year is $24 million, and Cam Jordan, whose cap hit is $22.8, and Andrus Peat, whose cap hit is $15.4, and Kamara, whose cap hit is $14.5, they're going to restructure deals next year the same way that they did this year to get within cap compliance. And I will tell you that a big part of this is not the Saints' mishandling of the salary cap. A big part of this, two things. Number one, you had a quarterback that you were paying an enormous amount of money to, but justifiably so. That's what every franchise has to do. But when you have this success and you continue to draft at this successful level, and then you have to pay players among the top 5 at their position, like Alvin Kamara and Michael Thomas and Ryan Ramczyk, and then you hit on free agents like DeMario Davis, and then you have a Cam Jordan as well. Like, you're going to see this happen. You have to pay your best players, and you're going to pay them among the top 5 in the position in their league. And this was in a bit of an outlier of a year where the cap actually dropped instead of raising by about 2 to 3%. So next year, the Saints will be right back in the exact same situation, and they'll do the exact same thing they did this year, next year, to get within cap compliance. The really big question, though, is who's the quarterback? Not just in 2021, but in 2022 as well, which we will certainly talk about throughout the remainder of this offseason and into next. I will remind you that about 1 hour from right now, we're going to talk a little bit about, because Dan Patrick has reported the offer that the Chicago Bears made to the Seattle Seahawks for Russell Wilson. This at least gives us a gauge as to what the Seahawks are thinking, and we'll talk about that in the next hour. All right, it's after further review. I am thrilled to be able to tell you that we are now sponsored by Hudco Roofing and HudcoRoofing.com. If you've listened to the show for any length of time, you know I take my relationships with my sponsors very seriously. We endorsed Premier South Roofing here for about a half a decade, and I think the world of that company, and will always, if anyone ever asks, tell you that they're an awesome company and you would do great by calling them. But I had an opportunity to go into business with my good friend Ryan Terrio and to partner with people that have been in business for more than 2 decades. Hudco Roofing may be a new name in South Louisiana, but Hudco has been part of the construction industry in Shreveport-Bossier for 25 years, moved into South Louisiana, and we assembled an awesome team, and I'm glad to be a part of it. Hudco Roofing and HudcoRoofing.com, commercial or residential, roof repairs, roof replacements. Call us at Hudco Roofing. As a matter of fact, if you would like for me to help facilitate, you can even email me directly, matt@HudcoRoofing.com, matt@HudcoRoofing.com. You get to the website, you can see pictures of our work. You can see the list of services that Hudco Roofing provides. And, of course, there is an easy-to-use contact form there. So if you'd rather just go via the website, you can just fill out your contact information right there about getting an inspection done at your home, and we can help facilitate that. Look, there's awful weather in the area today. And if you have hail fall at your home or high wind, before you call your insurance company, call Hudco Roofing. Let us come up, do a detailed inspection. We have 2 professionals on staff that what they do is handle insurance claims. They know how to piece together your claim so we can get your claim approved by the insurance company. HudcoRoofing.com, HudcoRoofing.com, or you can email me, matt@HudcoRoofing.com. Do business with someone you know, Hudco Roofing and HudcoRoofing.com. Okay, quick break. When we come back, Elias Rick's going to miss a portion of spring practice. How big a deal is that for the Tigers? We'll talk about it next on AFR.
AFR.
At All-Star Toyota, you get it all. If you're in the market for an all-new Toyota vehicle, come see our friendly and knowledgeable sales team at All-Star Toyota. Located in Baton Rouge at the corner of Airline and Goodwood, we've been serving our community since 2005 by offering a large selection of new Toyota cars, trucks, and SUVs. Get behind the wheel of your dream car and take a test drive at All-Star Toyota today.
It's no secret. The best oysters in Baton Rouge are at Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar. Enjoy mouth-watering South Louisiana flavor and oysters from all over the country. And don't forget our nightly drink specials. Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar, located in downtown Baton Rouge.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time. Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
Starting in 1974, Central Plumbing has served Baton Rouge and surrounding areas for all of their plumbing needs. Through these tough and trying times, we want you to remember that the Payne family is here to continue to support and serve you. As a multi-generational business, there is no job that is too big or too small. Residential, commercial, industrial, hospitality, we're here for anything you need. 24/7, 365. Give us a call, 225-925-8552.
At Corvell Toyota in Opelousas, Happy Town, USA, you can get a Corolla with 0% financing or buy it for $19,158. That's 0% financing. So come on down to Happy Town. That's Corvell Toyota in Opelousas, Happy Town, USA.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
This is a house call. This is a follow-up appointment. This is a diabetes checkup. This isn't just more convenient care, it's more advanced care. This is innovating healthcare at Louisiana's #1 hospital, Kushner.
Are you a licensed contractor? There's lots of good contractors in Louisiana doing work the right way, but unfortunately, too many unlicensed contractors are working outside the licensing requirements. Working as a contractor in Louisiana requires a license for the company doing the work. The Louisiana State Licensing Board for Contractors wants to help you get licensed to allow you to conduct work legally. It's not difficult to get the license. We can help you. Go to lacontractor.org for more information. Licensed contractors, it's the law.
I'm Jay Ducote. I grew up learning how to cook at LSU tailgate parties and right in my own backyard. And I created JD's Louisiana products to bring that Louisiana flavor to you at home for your backyard cookout. JD's Louisiana barbecue sauce, Louisiana molasses mustard, spicy and sweet barbecue rub, and more are available at your local supermarkets or by logging on to jducote.com/shop. Put in promo code CST for 25% off at checkout.
After further review with Matt Moscona, ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria. Presented by Plucker's Wing Bar. Open till midnight or later every night of the week, where every Monday is all-you-can-eat wings. Plucker's Wing Bar. If you don't like our wings, we'll give you the bird.
Of course, if you need a place to watch March Madness all throughout the madness, Pluckers is the spot to be. 2 locations in Baton Rouge, Nicholson, Bluebonnet, dine-in, carry-out. You don't like our wings? We'll give you the bird. At Ogeron met with the media after the first spring practice on Tuesday. We've already talked a little bit about Miles Brennan, about Max Johnson, TJ Finley, Garrett Nussmeier. It was Johnson who took the first reps at quarterback because he's the guy who won 2 games to finish the season. So just as continuity's sake, he got to be the first, but the competition is officially on. But I have said and will continue to say that this is a massively important offseason for LSU. Maybe the most important offseason that LSU's had in the last decade or more. And you know I'm not into hyperbole, but I really fundamentally believe that when you're coming off a 5-5 season and you replace both coordinators and roughly half of your staff, when you had the type of unrest internally that you had a year ago that bled out onto the field, if you have a back-to-back season like that, I don't know how Scott Woodward looks at a coach he didn't hire and says, we're going to stay with the status quo. It's a critically important year for Ed Orgeron for this football program. I think that they are set up for success this year. The schedule falls in your favor. You've got back-to-back-to-back top 5 recruiting classes. You got 20 starters back. I think they are set up to have the bounce-back year. But a lot of things have to fall right. But one of the things that Orgeron took head on Tuesday when he met with the media are the expectations.
I was born in Louisiana. I understand LSU's expectation. I said it when I was hired. Nobody has to tell me about LSU's expectations. I know exactly what LSU's expectations are, and I invite them. And I expect that of me and my staff. And we did it 2 years ago. We had the best football team in the world. But it seems like some people have forgot that, and I understand that. But, 5-5 doesn't cut it. And, but there's no excuse. We got to get better. We do have a lot of guys returning. We do have a lot of starters. But I totally understand the expectations of LSU. I don't need to be told that by anyone. Me and Scott have a great relationship. I love LSU, and I want to represent the state of Louisiana the best that I can every day, and I feel like I do that.
The one thing in there that was a qualifier from Ed Orgeron is saying some people, we had the best team in the world 2 years ago, and some people forgot that. That's great, and it was awesome 2 years ago, and we all reveled in that and basked in the afterglow of it, and it was a magical season and so much fun. But you have to sustain a program. It's why people are drawing conclusions and comparisons to Gene Chizik, to Larry Coker, to say, look, was that just, did you get Joe Burrowed? I mean, did you fall on your ass into the greatest player your program has ever had? You rode him to a championship, but you had no structure built to sustain it. That's the question being asked. That's why this is such an important year, because all of the structure appears to be there. You've got 20 starters back. You've got everybody back on both lines of scrimmage. You've got 4 quarterbacks, including a fifth-year senior in Miles Brennan, fifth-year player in Miles Brennan. You've got 3 consecutive top 5 recruiting classes. You've got younger on your staff. A lot of that is there. It's a year where the schedule flips in your favor, where Auburn and A&M and Florida come to you. You have a winnable non-conference game, even though it's on the road. All of those things line up for you to be able to have success this year. But you have to go do it. Because if you don't, then it only adds more fuel to the fire to say 19 was the outlier. Now, this spring is critically important, but they're going to go through this spring without 2 key defenders, at least the bulk of spring, without 2 key defenders in Elias Ricks and Micah Baskerville.
Let's see a couple of guys out. Who we have out? Elias Ricks he's out for, he may come towards the end of the spring. He's out right now, injury related. Micah Baskerville is going to be out all spring because of academics. Hopefully we can get him back in the summer.
Those are 2 key players, no doubt. Baskerville is the guy who, when he started earning more playing time a year ago, the defense started to shift. He was the guy that was the headhunter, the heat-seeking missile, the guy that was able to get in the wash instinctively between the tackles and make plays, and it was noticeable. Jabril Cox, he was a guy that was much better suited to play outside than inside, and that's where he's going to play in the NFL. I'm not worried about Micah Baskerville. He's one of those guys that I know he can play. Just be ready for the fall. Be in shape, be ready for the fall. He doesn't need spring. And I would love to say the same about Ricks. I'd like for Elias Ricks to be out there, but I also know that when I look at Derek Stingley and Elias Ricks, you're looking at what probably is the most talented cornerback tandem that LSU has had since Patrick Peterson and Morris Claiborne in 2010. And I know that's a mouthful because LSU has had a wave of incredible cornerbacks that have come through here. First-round picks like we saw with Tre'Davious White. But for me, it's the tandem, the 2 together. And in 2010, Peterson won every defensive award, even though Mo Claiborne was the guy who really statistically had the outstanding season. And Claiborne the following year wound up winning the Thorpe Award in his own right in 2011. I could probably look at 2019 because you had Christian Fulton, who was a first-round talent, and you had Derek Stingley, who was an All-American as a freshman. Not a freshman All-American, an All-American as a freshman. And that tandem in 2019 is probably right there on par as well. But now when you have junior Derek Stingley and Elias Ricks, who in his own right will likely be, provided he stays healthy and on track, a first-round draft pick next year, in 2 years from right now, yeah, I think you can make the argument this is the best cornerback tandem that LSU's had since Peterson and Claiborne. You got to get better safety play, and you just have to get more buy-in defensively. So yes, with a new defensive coordinator, of course I would love for all of these guys to be out there for spring. But I also don't worry about Derek Stingley and Elias Ricks. Those are guys that I know are going to be there game one and are going to be my game one starters and are going to lock down dudes on the outside. I actually look and go, this is a great opportunity for Cordell Flott. It's a great opportunity for Jay Ward. It's a great opportunity for Dwight McGlothern, who played a bunch at the end of last year. Radarius Jones basically missed all of last year due to injury. Here's an opportunity for him to get reps. That's where the benefit is this spring for those guys. So no Ricks, no Baskerville this spring. But if there was a spot where you could afford to have those guys out or individuals out, it would be those two because it affords the opportunity for the guys behind them to get more reps. All right, it's After Further Review brought to you by Pluckers. Glad to have you hanging out with us here. Well, now got a quick break. Pels losers on the road last night in Portland. Maybe their most improbable loss of the season, considering literally the probability of winning when you're leading by 17 with under 6 minutes to play. But they found a way to lose it last night. We'll talk about it with Scott Kushner and see who he wants to fire. Stick around. It's AFR.
AFR.
Looking for dinner plans tonight? Bo-Ru Ramen in Electric Depot on Government Street. I've told you for years about our friends over at Ichiban, Baton Rouge's best sushi and hibachi, and our friends at Ichiban have now taken it to the next level by introducing Bo-Ru Ramen in Electric Depot on Government Street. This is authentic Japanese ramen. These are handmade noodles. Some other ramen shops get their noodles shipped in a bag. Go look in the back in the kitchen. You'll see it. At Bo-Ru, no, you can see them. When you walk into Bo-Ru, by the kiosk, there's a big glass encasement where you can literally see someone hand-making every single noodle that you eat. That's authentic. That's what you get at Bo-Ru Ramen. The broth is a 30-hour process to make. They have live music there on the weekends as well. Check them out, Bo-Ru Ramen in Electric Depot on Government Street. They've even got a Sweet Things sweet shop attached to Bo-Ru Ramen so you can have your dinner and your dessert. Try something new. Try Bo-Ru Ramen.
$29,995 for a new Ford F-150. Bayou Ford in LaPlace has brand new 2020 Ford F-150s for only $29,995. All new Bayou Ford vehicles come with a 1 million mile powertrain warranty, and with Bayou to You, free delivery right to your door. The crew at Bayou Ford is going to do right by you.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
ServiceMaster Elite create clean, disinfected work environments. As a local business, we take pride in serving the New Orleans and Baton Rouge areas. Our cleaning protocols follow CDC and OSHA standards for healthcare settings, offices, senior living, restaurants, and industrial plants. Contact ServiceMaster Elite to get your operation ready for reopening with germ disinfection cleaning. ServiceMaster Elite, the trusted choice in professional cleaning since 1996.
Can you feel it? Spring is almost here, and if you got a new boat for Christmas or you just want to take your boat to a new level, you want front-to-back boat service. HD displays, live sonar that show the fish before you cast, Trolling Motors. At Front to Back, they got not one, but 2 NMEA certified techs for all of your marine electronic needs. How does a brand new speaker system sound? Well, guess what? They do that too. So call 225-928-9644 or go to Front to Back Boat Service.
Oh, hey, what's up? It's Big V and Bubba, 100.7 The Tiger Morning Show. We'd love for you to join us every weekday, 4 a.m. till 9 a.m.
Yeah, everything you want in a show. Country music. We got laughs. We got celebrity in-studio guests. We just need you.
Join us every weekday morning, 4 a.m. to 9 a.m., right where it all started.
That's right. Louisiana's country station, 100.7 The Tiger.
Acura of Baton Rouge for attractive offers on the MDX.
Le posso offrire un caffè? Le posso offrire un caffè? Andiamo insieme da me, non c'è.
After further review with Matt Moscona, ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria. Presented by Plucker's Wing Bar. Open till midnight or later every night of the week, where every Monday is all-you-can-eat wings. Plucker's Wing Bar. If you don't like our wings, we'll give you the bird.
One of the more amazing statistics that any of us likely will ever see is what the Pelicans were able to pull off last night. Our friend Andrew Lopez at ESPN.com tweeted this courtesy of ESPN Stats and Info. Entering last night, teams were 236-0 when leading by 17 or more points within the final 6 minutes of a game of this season. The Pelicans led by 17 with 5:56 to go and lost. 236-1. And the one is why we welcome aboard Scott Kushner here, because he always likes to fire people, and generally when he makes those bold claims, the Pelicans turn it around. So welcome aboard, Scott. How are you?
I'm doing great, man. How are you, Matt? These West Coast games and 2 kids under 3 is just a wonderful combination.
So what time did you actually head hit pillow, eyes shut?
Head hit pillow, 12:45. Bad dream for the 3-year-old, 1:15. So I was up until about 2:30, and then 1-year-old woke up at 6. It's been a great day, man. Really, it's very enjoyable.
There are dads, moms and dads, listening right now in their car, just nodding their head like, I've been there, son. I'd love to tell you it gets better, but you'd never sleep again. I know it. I know it too well. Okay. Before we talk about the bad, let's talk about the good, because there was a lot of good last night. From your standpoint, what was the highest of the high points last night?
I thought the way that they moved the ball, and I think it was 38 assists at one point. They were really well calibrated offensively, to the point where it was like, okay, you really see what this team is supposed to look like. They were torching Portland inside, and they were getting contributions from Jackson Hayes and from Nickeil Alexander-Walker. Like, it wasn't just the B.I. and Zion show, which is, kind of the most important part of the rest of the season is seeing that whole group of young guys all contribute. And it does make a huge difference when that's all going on. And I mean, there's a reason they're up 17 with 6 minutes left. They're playing great on the road, which they have been really bad on the road this season. So there was a lot of good. And then all of a sudden, Chernobyl.
I'm not pandering here, but I'm watching the game last night, and I seriously lost count of how many times I went, Jesus, oh, my God, holy, there was some variation thereof while watching Zion. Is there anybody in the league who can stop him?
I'm very curious to see them play the Lakers a couple times. I think they're really big. Anthony Davis is, I think, probably the hardest matchup for him, ironically. I think, when you're talking about someone who's, 4 or 5 inches taller than him, pretty bulky as well, and someone who can protect the rim, that'll be really interesting. There just aren't many guys like that who patrol the paint. And most of the time, Zion, anybody who is big enough to stop him most of the time is way too slow to do it. And so, especially when you get a matchup like he had last night, like Portland was hopeless. They had nobody. I mean, Enes Kanter is down there, and his only job is really to score. And so he's just watching as Zion just spins past, the litany of forwards they threw out there to guard him. And that's how it goes most nights. I mean, you're talking, 20-plus teams, the Embiids and AD, and there's really just not many of those guys who are quick enough and big enough to slow him down. And he does always work at the rim. I mean, everyone knows what he's going to do. He just is good at it. And the fact that he's now passing out of it, too, it's not just that he's going to keep attacking. He's also become a really good passer. I mean, that transition possession he had where he's on full sprint and then he bounce passes. I was like, what is that? I was like, where did that come from? I was like, it looks like freaking Chris Paul. I mean, you're right. Like, there are just times where you just go, God, this guy is good. And he's 20, and it is really it is unbelievable sometimes to watch.
Look, whenever they played the Jazz and he just wrecked Rudy Gobert, there's just nobody in the league. There's just nobody that can stop him. But the fear everyone has here, is that, well, they're not going to be able to build around him, and we're going to have an Anthony Davis redo. So, man, that's why losses like last night are really unsettling, because it's a game that you 100 times out of 100 should win, or 236 times out of 236 times you should win, and you find a way to lose, so people roll their eyes and go, geez, here we go again. So, all right, let's kind of break down the final let's break down the final couple of minutes here. What happened? What went wrong?
In the words of Stan Van Gundy, they stopped playing offense. He's like, we literally just, he goes, everything that the Pelicans had done to build the lead, they stopped doing. They stopped passing the ball. They stopped getting into the, crossing half court quickly. The offense completely slowed down. And Dame Lillard's going to be Dame Lillard. Like, you can kind of expect that to some degree. Now, you don't always expect 50 points on 20 shots. It was a crazy game that he played. But what they did offensively was garbage. I mean, it was terrible. And Stan Van Gundy knows it. And he's like, I don't understand what happened. He's like, it's like we got to 6 minutes, 5 minutes left, and the guys thought they could just run out the clock. He's like, you can't do that. Like, it's a 24-second shot clock, and these guys make threes like crazy. Like, you can't run out the clock with that much time left. And so they were getting down to the final couple seconds in the possession, and then certainly once it got tight, once you could really feel the game be like, oh, this could be like that all-time meltdown, and then you started just hero ball was coming out, and Brandon Ingram took a terrible shot, and Eric Bledsoe did a drive that was ridiculous, and they weren't getting the ball in Zion's hands except for, I think, 1 or 2 possessions, and turnovers, and just, I mean, some real dumpster fire type stuff that just kept spiraling downward to the point that it was like, it became legitimately comical when the ball bounced off Nickeil Alexander-Walker's hands and the chance to seal the game.
And you didn't even mention B.I. missing 2 free throws with a chance to make it a 2-possession game.
Yeah, it didn't help either. It was, he finally gets the call, and he gets up there, and he's one of your best, if not your best, free throw shooter, and just clanks 2 of them. And just like, there's just all these levels of like how they keep losing games like this. How do you keep blowing these huge leads at the end of games? And you can blame the coach. I think that's reasonable. I think we can all blame Stan Van Gundy to a degree, including Van Gundy himself. But yeah, you've got to have players who can step up and win at some point. And maybe it's experience, but maybe it's kind of the DNA. And at some point, it has to get to the point where it's like, possession starts, the ball goes to Zion. Possession starts, ball goes to Zion. Like, he is the best player on the court. Let him work. And if he doesn't get it, like if his first option doesn't work, he will pass out of it. So let him kind of control the action. Instead, it kind of runs through Ingram, which doesn't make any sense because nobody else touches the ball. Then it's running through Bledsoe, which really made no sense. But it's got to go. I mean, Lonzo Ball can pass it, but really for the most part, it's got to be Zion who's in control. And last night crystallized that, I think, more than anything we've seen so far.
Are you still comfortable saying that this team is one of the 10 at the end of the season, that they're in for those last two play-in spots?
I do,
Okay.
and maybe that's just I've seen the good so many times. Like their record is what it is, clearly, and they've melted down so often late in games. But they're a good team. Like they've got good players. They are more talented than the other teams who are competing for that 10 spot. Eventually, the standings will catch up. You're going to run out of games at some point down the line, but they've got players and they've got an all-star, and that's something that Memphis just doesn't have. And they are deeper, not even so much deeper. Their top line talent is better. And usually that's what wins out at the end of the day. But I mean, there are things I've seen this year that I didn't even think. The Indiana loss and that loss were so inexplicably bad that, maybe I just don't know what I'm talking about anymore.
That's kind of the difference, though, between being in that top 10 right now and being where they are looking up in the 11 spot. They're going to play Portland again tomorrow. Kind of weird, right? Just staying there and playing the same team twice in the same venue and whatever. I mean, what do you like? They beat Portland every time they played them last year. This feels like it's a team that the Pelicans have always. They kind of matched up really well against them. But now, Dame had the great finish in New Orleans, and then same thing last night. I mean, any confidence that they can flip the script on them tomorrow night?
It's amazing what Dame Lillard looks like when Drew Holiday isn't guarding him, doesn't it?
Oh, God, it's so true.
It's a slightly different game.
Yeah, right.
Between these two teams,
He didn't stink, right? It turns out he was a pretty good player, right?
It's like, this is the one we've heard so much about, this Dame Lillard. He's pretty good. I think the NBA should probably do this more often, to be honest. Like, why take two different trips out there? Go play them twice in 3 days. Make it like a baseball series kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like, I do think it makes a lot of sense considering how far away the two cities are from each other, all that sort of stuff. But, Van Gundy was very adamant today that it was like, if we lose tomorrow, it's not because of what happened last night. He's like, that's not the DNA of this team. They don't let these losses linger. And they blew a game in similar, not quite as bad, but similar fashion to Phoenix, and came back 2 days later and had that huge comeback against Boston. So It's not as if they don't have a history of it. And they've done this so many times that I think that has proven that it doesn't really affect, the next quarter that they're playing. But they're just a bad fourth quarter team, period.
Scott Kushner on Twitter at Scott D. Kushner. Read his stuff at The Advocate, Times-Picayune. Of course, the Polk and Kush podcast. Did I see you dropped an episode today, or was it yesterday?
I did. We did last night. Well, of course, we recorded it, before the game, which was very smart. That's a good way to do a podcast.
Idiot!
So if you want to hear about, us talking about things that happened before last night.
What about, do you talk about COVID in the Tennessee football program?
No, God. I mean, just shut it down. Just, put the hazmat suit over the entire building at this point. I can't handle it anymore.
Do you talk about how fraudulent of a 5 seed Tennessee is?
I don't understand how Tennessee's a 5 and LSU's an 8.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm sure I'm speaking to the choir there at a lot of levels, but it's like, I guess because the Fall's non-conference was so good, but that feels like it was an eternity ago. They're just not very good. Their offense just stinks. And I know I'm going to have to watch them, and they'll probably win the first game. Then I'll definitely get excited for round 2, and then they'll definitely kick me in the pants like they always do.
No, that's a 12-5 that's going to happen.
Oregon State's pretty good, too.
Yeah, it's going to happen. All right, Scott Kushner, thanks, man. Be well.
All right, Matt. Talk to you soon, buddy.
All right, hope you get some sleep. It is After Further Review. Glad you're with us here. Brought to you by the Aesthetic Medicine and Anti-Aging Clinics of Louisiana, Blue Bonnet in Baton Rouge, Ambassador Caffrey in Lafayette. Online at theantiagingclinics.com. I actually had somebody text me on the text line last night asking for info on Ideal Protein. It is on the website. If you go into the lifestyle section, you will see weight loss, and you'll see Ideal Protein right there. But really what you could do is just call the front desk, 753-1234. Easy enough, right? 753-1234, and say, I'd like to set up a consultation for Ideal Protein. You'll meet with either Amanda or Stephanie, one of the Ideal Protein consultants over there. They will, your consult fee is waived if you mention the show, and they'll explain to you how they can walk you through and keep you accountable to get to your weight loss goals. It's a great time, y'all. It's March. I mean, May, June, July, the Memorial Day, the summer vacation is going to be here before you know it. Get beach ready now. Let Ideal Protein help. I lost 20 pounds. I went from 227 to 207 in 6 weeks. you can do it as well. TheAntiAgingClinics.com. TheAntiAgingClinics.com. Good stuff there from Scott Kushner. I appreciate that. It was super disappointing last night. There's no other way to say it, man. And y'all know how I feel about this team. I really sincerely don't have expectations for this team. They are so young. They are learning together and growing together, and they're going to figure out how to win. This feels like, this is a very dated reference, so I apologize for it. But if you watched the Jordan Bulls documentary, this feels like the Jordan Bulls in the late 80s, where they just weren't he was awesome, they just weren't very good, and they just had to learn to win. And they got Pippen, and then they built around him, and they figured out finally how to climb that mountain. This team is going to get there as well. Zion is still playing his first full NBA season. They're going to get there. It's if nothing else, like literally, I mean this in the most literal sense, if you don't give a rip about the NBA or the Pelicans or basketball in general, it is so worth it just to watch Zion play. I mean, it is over and over and over again how many moments a game where you just go, holy crap. I mean, to watch a man with that stature be that fast, agile, athletic, powerful, all in one motion is just magnificent. And it is a sight to behold and worth the price of admission every single night. So the NBA with the future of that league with its young stars like Zion Williamson are in very good hands. Okay, it's after further review. Brain's going to have Tigers in the pros in 15 minutes from right now. I do want to talk about what the Chicago Bears offered Seattle for Russell Wilson. Has that set the market for what it's going to cost? I want to talk about that in about 15 minutes. It's AFR.
AFR.
Brought to you by River City's 1 Hour Air, where they're always on time or you don't pay a dime. 752-0001, 752-0001, 752-0001. Most days, I read reviews for you. I tell you what other satisfied customers have said about River City's 1 Hour Air. I tell you about my own experience. But really what I want to do today is stress to you that it's time. Temperatures are in the 80s now. I know it's so odd that we had a freeze a month ago, but we're in the 80s now. It's middle of March. Spring is here. It is time to start getting that AC tune-up. Right now the weather's magnificent, but you know what's coming. 90-degree temps, 100% humidity. Before that time comes, make sure you have your preseason AC tune-up. They'll come out to your house, they'll check your AC to make sure it's in tip-top shape for the coming warm weather. 752-0001, 752-0001 for River City's 1 Hour Air.
Have you been issued a ticket for texting, speeding, or other traffic violations? Have you made a mistake? We all have. You're not a bad person. Call the law offices of O.C. Brown at 225-343-1111 or connect with us online at ocbrown.com.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
This isn't just another day. It's so much more. Kelly's life was put on hold when her auctioneer primary care doctor discovered a rare blood disorder. Her doctor connected her to an auctioneer care team of cancer, heart, and kidney specialists. With multiple primary care locations around Baton Rouge, same-day appointments, and online scheduling, we're relentless about keeping you healthy. Auctioneer Baton Rouge, innovating healthcare for Kelly.
50 years ago on Easter Sunday, Breck's Baton Rouge Zoo proudly opened our doors, and we've been hopping ever since. 5 decades of connecting people with animals, teaching our community about the problems facing wildlife and how we can help, and working with zoos across the world to protect endangered species. Today, our future is taking flight by stretching the possibilities of what your zoo can become, while we keep it fun and affordable for everyone. Thanks for coming along.
Starting in 1974, Central Plumbing has served Baton Rouge and surrounding areas for all of their plumbing needs. Through these tough and trying times, we want you to remember that the Payne family is here to continue to support and serve you. As a multi-generational business, there is no job that is too big or too small. Residential, commercial, industrial, hospitality, we're here for anything you need. 24/7, 365. Give us a call, 225-925-8552.
At Corvette Toyota in Opelousas, Happy Town, USA, you can get a Corolla with 0% financing or buy it for $19,158.
After further review with Matt Moscona, ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria. Presented by Plucker's Wing Bar. Open till midnight or later every night of the week, where every Monday is all-you-can-eat wings. Plucker's Wing Bar. If you don't like our wings, we'll give you the bird.
If you missed Scott Kushner last segment or Doug Thompson in hour 1, AFR On Demand presented by Brett Golf. You can catch the entire show at 1045ESPN.com or on the Watch 1045 ESPN YouTube channel presented by Bayou Ford. Okay, it is after further review. Right now, Brain has Tigers in the pros.
Tigers in the pros. They still bleed purple and gold. They're just really rich now. Presented by Kentucky's Best Hemp. Find them online at kysbesthemp.com.
Jared Goff.
Who?
Jared Goff will have a familiar face in the Detroit locker room as Michael Brockers is being traded to the Lions.
You mean the guy who insulted Jared Goff like a couple weeks ago?
It's going to be a little awkward.
Yeah.
He said, he said Matt Stafford was a step up, I believe.
A level up.
A level up. That's what it was.
Yeah. After the trade, Goff and Stafford, Brockers then with the Rams, said Stafford was a level up from the quarterback that just got traded to Detroit, and now Brockers gets traded to Detroit.
Now, to be fair, Brockers tried to put the you-know-what back in the horse by coming back a couple days later saying, I didn't say anything bad about Goff. He's going to do whatever the Lions want him to do. He's going to fulfill all their dreams and fantasies.
How do you think that first locker room meeting is going to go when Brockers walks in?
Oh, hey.
Hi, Jared.
If
ready
you're
to
Goff,
go, ready to go win some games.
If you're Goff, you got to say, I think the Rams just leveled up by bringing in a 7th-round pick in the 2023 draft for Brockers. Woo! Scoreboard. Yeah.
They traded him for a 7th-round pick.
They did, and not even for this year. A 7th-round pick in 2023. They were freeing up cap space.
Yeah, it's one of those things where if you're freeing up, and you can get something. It's like Malcolm Brown.
Same thing.
Yeah, you get something. But Brockers been a really good player. A little surprising, man. They've sort of let that defensive line fall apart a little bit.
A little bit. Ben Simmons went 8 of 16 from the floor last night, giving him 16 points.
Oh! No!
Simmons also had 13 rebounds and 7 assists. Figured I'd let you do the math there.
I'm not good at math, Brain, but that much I got. 8 times 2 is 16.
Right, which means no 3-pointers. Womp womp.
You should get the Debbie Downer sound effect. We could play that.
Like every time?
Whenever we talk about Ben Simmons.
It's, he's 1 for 4 on the year or something? Naz Reid was only on the floor for 13 minutes last night. In those 13 minutes, he had 6 points, 4 rebounds, and an assist. 2 guys to check in on in Major League Baseball. Jake Fraley went 1 for 3 for Seattle last night.
Oh, boy.
He also scored a run and walked. Rough outing today for Kevin Gausman. 2 1/3 innings. Gausman gave up 3 hits and 3 runs. Though, to be fair, only one of the 3 runs was earned. Gausman also struck out 3. in his 2 1/3.
Who's he pitching for?
The Giants.
Okay. Did we have? Okay, we got a Giants. I know he'd switched teams a couple times.
Yeah.
I remember like last year at some point we had like a Reds.
I think we did.
Jersey, and he signed with the Giants. Okay, I was making sure. I got lost track of Gausman because he did bounce around a little bit.
A little bit.
Okay, so he's with the Giants.
Was he with Orioles earlier?
He was drafted by the Orioles. Then with the Braves, and he was with the Reds, and now the Giants. And there might have been someone else in there in the middle. Too, so.
That's like manifest destiny,
He's
right
been
there.
all over the place.
That's Tigers in the Pros.
Presented by
KYSBestHemp.com. KYSBestHemp.com.
Kentucky's best hemp. If you have inflammation, anxiety, trouble sleeping, get my guy Scott Kushner some Kentucky's best hemp. They've got oil, gummies, pineapple chunks. They got honey sticks, lots of different ways that you can take your Kentucky's best hemp. Just take it and use the promo code AFR30, AFR30, AFR30 to save 30% off at
KYSBestHemp.com. KYSBestHemp.com.
Kentucky's best hemp. All right, y'all. Brought to you by Pluckers, title sponsor here on our Hump Day show. SportsCenter is coming up right after the top of the hour. What did the Bears offer for Russell Wilson, and where is that market set? That is next.
AFR.
Brought to you by Relief Windows and ReliefWindows.com. Windows, doors, siding. I'll tell you this much. Days like today remind me, with the weather outside, the threat of tornadoes, high winds, heavy rain. At our home, we have those Storm Force impact-resistant windows from Relief Windows. If you've ever seen the commercial where Brandon Holly has the crowbar and he's beating the crap out of the window and it doesn't break, we have those windows at our home. They're actually the only windows that are Cat 5 storm approved in Miami-Dade County. They just won't break. So you want to talk about an extra layer of security at your home? If you're ever worried about, maybe in a storm like this or really bad weather, windows blowing out, I don't have to worry about that at my home with my family because we have those impact-resistant windows from Relief Windows. You can as well. So call Brandon Holly and the gang over at Relief Windows and let them come out and they'll give you a free estimate. Windows, doors, siding. That's our friends at Relief Windows. They will never take $1 until you're thrilled. ReliefWindows.com.
$29,995 for a new Ford F-150. Bayou Ford in LaPlace has brand new 2020 Ford F-150s for only $29,995. All new Bayou Ford vehicles come with a 1 million mile powertrain warranty. And with Bayou to You, free delivery right to your door. The crew at Bayou Ford is going to do right by you.
It's no secret. The best oysters in Baton Rouge are at Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar. Enjoy mouth-watering South Louisiana flavor and oysters from all over the country. And don't forget our nightly drink specials. Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar, located in downtown Baton Rouge.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
This is a house call. This is a follow-up appointment. This is a diabetes checkup. This isn't just more convenient care, it's more advanced care. This is innovating healthcare at Louisiana's #1 hospital, Kushner.
Are you a licensed contractor? There's lots of good contractors in Louisiana doing work the right way, but unfortunately, too many unlicensed contractors are working outside the licensing requirements. Working as a contractor in Louisiana requires a license for the company doing the work. The Louisiana State Licensing Board for Contractors wants to help you get licensed to allow you to conduct work legally. It's not difficult to get the license. We can help you. Go to lacontractor.org for more information. Licensed contractors, it's the law.
I'm Jay Ducote. I grew up learning how to cook at LSU tailgate parties and right in my own backyard. And I created JD's Louisiana products to bring that Louisiana flavor to you at home for your backyard cookout. JD's Louisiana barbecue sauce, Louisiana molasses mustard, spicy and sweet barbecue rub, and more are available at your local supermarkets or by logging on to jducote.com/shop. Put in promo code CST for 25% off at checkout.
Have you been issued a ticket for texting, speeding, or other traffic violations? Have you made a mistake? We all have. You're not a bad person. Call the law offices of O.C. Brown at 225-343-1111 or connect with us online at ocbrown.com.
Hand Injury Lawyers.
This is SportsCenter.
I'm Doug Brown with breaking news from the NCAA tournament, which tips off tomorrow. Oklahoma's Davian Harmon will miss the team's first two games after testing positive for COVID-19. Oklahoma plays a first-round game against Missouri Saturday night. The new NFL league year now officially underway. ESPN's Adam Schefter reports 10-year Bengals wideout A.J. Green will sign a one-year deal with the Arizona Cardinals worth up to $8.5 million. Will quarterback Russell Wilson stay with the Seahawks? ESPN's Mike Tannenbaum.
I don't think it's over, but with that said, as we've discussed before, I just don't see Seattle taking a $39 million cap charge this year. I think the end is near, but I think the end is next season.
Mike Tannenbaum on Greeny. A massage therapist in Houston has filed a civil lawsuit for inappropriate conduct against Texans quarterback Deshaun Watson. Nets guard Kyrie Irving is out for tonight's game against the Pacers with right groin soreness. Kevin Durant and Blake Griffin also out for Brooklyn tonight.
Coming up Thursday, we are getting closer and closer to the NCAA tournament. That's right, March Madness. And we'll tell you why the biggest threat to Gonzaga isn't any one team or the virus. Keyshawn, J. Will, and Zubin, Thursday morning on ESPN Radio.
Matt Moscona.
I'm very important.
After further review.
Say it one more time.
After further review with Matt Moscona.
And here we go.
ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria. Live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge studios.
That's right.
Hour 3, off we go. Welcome aboard. Glad you're with us. AFR presented by Pluckers. I'm Matt.
Love you, Matt.
Paul O'Neill.
They're chanting Paul O'Neill's name.
Brain. And Mr. Toby Tomplay. We're here. Glad you are as well. Get out there and make it a good one. 5 o'clock. It is quitting time. Glad you're driving home with us. Oh, by the way, it's a hump day. Hey, Brain.
Yes.
Thought I forgot, didn't you?
I did.
It's hump day.
No way! You think I would pass on a chance to hump? Never.
It's hump day.
Doug Thompson was here in hour 1. Still have not confirmed whether his assertion that Jamin Garrettell hit his first ever home run over the fence in any level ever was against Southern in 1998.
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
We talked booze with Taylor Calandro.
It's hump day.
We talked Saints cap outlook. Scott Kushner was here to talk about firing people with the Pelicans.
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
We talked about Ed Ogeron naming Max Johnson the starter for the first practice.
It's hump day.
And we still got a lot to do. Oh, by the way, Brain, got a little breaking news. Oh, can we hit the breaking news sounder? I can. Breaking news. Today, I, Matthew George Moscona, signed a 2-year contract extension with Guarantee Media. So, condolences to all of the haters because you're stuck with me for another 2 years. Woo! Do you know how many fire Scone? Why are you still here? Emails I get. Oh, brain. Do you realize in this moment the reality is settling in with those people that they're stuck with me for another 2 years? 2 whole years.
I got to wonder how many have been in it to hate you since the beginning, though.
All of them.
And, like, still
All
clinging
of them.
on.
All of them. And they don't get that they're just feeding the monster. Oh, it's so good. But in all sincerity, we started AFR 11 years ago, almost to the date. It was February 17th. So 11 years and a month ago, and started at zero. I mean, there was literally nothing on a low-power FM station, and with the help of tons of awesome people, this has been an awesome ride for 11 years, and signed a deal for 2 more. So I'll be here at least 2 more years. So sincerely to all those who have listened to the show, have supported the show, to every sponsor who has been here, like those from the very beginning, like my guy Steve Levy at Pluckers and Kelly Spencer at South Point Volkswagen and Darren James and T. Brown and the guys at GMFS. I don't know I'm leaving people out, but then also to you guys like Joel McMullen at Michelle, who's just jumping on board now, and I'm so excited to be working with him. We're so grateful to everybody who has sponsored the show, all of you who have listened to the show, who have supported us as we've grown, and for whatever reason, if you love the show or hate it, but you're here, we do appreciate it sincerely. And I'm very grateful to Flynn Foster and Gordy Rush and everybody at Guarantee for the opportunity to spend another 2 years with you. So it has been a great pleasure of mine to spend more than half of my professional career in this chair, and here's hoping many more. Okay, it's after further review, but all of you haters, I really do love you. It's never anything personal, but I really also do enjoy torturing you a lot. Hey, Brain.
Yeah.
Can you imagine the guy who's sitting in his car right now listening going, no! Damn it! All right, let me turn it up, see what he's going to say next.
See what I'm going to hate next.
I know. It's so good. All right, it's after further review. NFL free agency officially underway, started at 3 Central. I really like to think that the NFL just does us a favor. They decide 3 o'clock Central Time is when they're going to start the league year. So right as we're starting AFR. Super grateful for that every day. Or every year. So, here is actually a tiny piece of Brain. Can you give me some breaking news? I've been waiting on Saints breaking news all day. And we have not really gotten any all day because the Saints had so much work to do leading up to this moment. But now we do have a little bit of breaking news. It is our friend Kat Terrell from The Athletic. This does actually involve a former LSU Tiger. The Saints did not extend a tender to restricted free agent Will Clapp. So this does not mean that Will Clapp's time in New Orleans is over. It just means that the Saints did not extend him a tender. A tender means, if you're not familiar, and I don't mean to go too deep into the woods and contract parlance, but if the Saints tender a restricted free agent, then other teams can sign that player to a deal sheet or an offer sheet. The Saints then have the option to match that offer or recoup the requisite value in a draft pick. So if the Saints put a first-round tender on Will Clapp, a team could sign Will Clapp, but then they would owe the Saints a first-round pick. Obviously, no team would do that. But again, it doesn't mean Will Clapp is done in New Orleans. It just means they didn't offer him a tender as a restricted free agent. If Will Clapp isn't back and you already lost Cameron Tom to the Miami Dolphins, now your depth on the interior of your line is much thinner. You've re-signed James Hurst. You know who your starting 5 are. You've re-signed James Hurst, but there's clearly work to be done there on the interior of the line. One big question, of course, is who is going to play quarterback. And it's a conversation we've had for many months, really since we all knew that Drew Brees, his time in New Orleans was going to come to an end after this season, which is now formal. And the question seemed pretty obvious because it was going to be Jameis Winston, as we've talked about now for many months, but then that got a bit convoluted whenever the Seahawks and Russell Wilson were at odds, and Russell Wilson's agent very publicly said there are only 4 teams to which Russ would accept a trade, and they were the Cowboys, the Bears, the Raiders, and the Saints. Well, then it got even more interesting when the Cowboys bowed out of any conversation for us by signing Dak Prescott. So really, it was a matter of the Saints, the Bears, and the Raiders. Well, Dan Patrick, today on his radio show, reported that the Bears did make an offer for Russell Wilson. And they did, in fact, make a very lucrative offer to Seattle for Russell Wilson. The Bears offered not one, not two, but 3 first-round picks, a third-round pick, and 2 unnamed starters for Russell Wilson. 3 ones, a 3, and 2 players. And the Seahawks said, nah, we're good. And I know what many of you are thinking right now. You hear that and you go, Matt, all right, it's time to bury the Russell Wilson conversation because it ain't happening. And part of me understands why you would say that. Because no one wants to feel like they're taken advantage of in a negotiation. I will maintain, however, that if you are going to win a championship in the NFL, then you had better have an elite quarterback. And Russell Wilson is an elite quarterback, and I would very much love to have Russell Wilson on the roster at whatever cost it would take. Even 2 players, 3 ones, and a 2. But what's clear is that Seattle wants a deal that's going to land them a quarterback. A deal with Chicago would not land Seattle a quarterback. Chicago has the 20th overall pick, and if they get Russell Wilson, their next 2 years' first-round picks are going to be likely in the 20s as well, or, God help us if they won a Super Bowl in the 30s. But the Saints at least have a tiny bit more of an interesting possibility. Because like we talked about with the Saints re-signing Jameis Winston, what that did is it gave the Saints options. The Saints now go into the season with a guy with starting experience who's had a 5,000-yard season, who's started almost 80 games in his career, talented enough to be the number 1 overall pick. They have that guy on a bargain basement deal, 1 year, $5.5 million. He could earn up to $7 million more in incentives. Great, you've incentivized him to be awesome. And he's willing to take that on. Sweet. And next year you can decide. If Jameis is awesome, sign him to a long-term deal. If not, go draft a quarterback. Or maybe this year, if someone falls in the draft, you can make a deal and go up and get a quarterback in this year's draft. You have options. What if you traded Jameis to Seattle? You then give Seattle exactly the situation you have now. They have a guy who can play quarterback for them this year. It buys them time to think about their long-term option, and it gives them assets to couple with their current assets to potentially make a deal in the draft to get an even better quarterback. Gives them options. Could Jameis Winston, an offensive lineman, 3 ones and a 3, net you Russell Wilson? I think you would at least make that offer. Similar to the Deshaun Watson conversation, where the only teams that were realistically going to be in the market for Deshaun Watson were teams that could offer a quarterback or Houston the opportunity to draft a franchise quarterback, like the Jets with the number 2 pick, or Jacksonville with the number 1 pick. But it seems pretty clear they're going to take Trevor Lawrence, or Miami, who could trade a top 5 pick, or Tua to Houston for Deshaun. You see what, like, those teams have quarterback options. The Bears didn't. The Raiders certainly could trade Derek Carr. That's a possibility if they want to, but they've been kind of mum. What about the Saints? I'm not definitively saying it's going to happen, but Sean Payton was on the Dan Patrick Show, incidentally, on Tuesday, and said, I think we're done. There's still a few calls we'll make, but I think we're done. Twice, he threw in that caveat. that you never close the door on anything. There could be someone we're interested in. If the opportunity is still there, if the door is even slightly ajar, you get a crowbar, a jackhammer, a battering ram, everything you can do to knock that door wide open and go make this deal if it's possible. But it's going to cost you at least 3 ones, a 3, and a couple of players. All right, it's after further review. Glad you are hanging out with us here. Brought to you by Shaw Bills Tire and Auto Service, ShawBillsTire.com. 18 locations in South Louisiana. Find the location nearest you at ShawBillsTire.com. Bumper-to-bumper auto service, name brand tires at wholesale prices. That's what you get at Shaw Bills, and they treat you awesome. They're actually better than awesome. They treat you like family. They've been family-owned and operated for more than 30 years. For more than 50 years. 1968. And they've maintained those principles as a family-operated business for more than 50 years. ShawBillsTire.com. Shaw Bills, where we keep you rolling. Baseball Tigers got a win last night at home. What did we learn about this team as they are now headed toward conference play against Mississippi State? Honestly, not a whole lot that we didn't already know. But nonetheless, we're going to talk about it next. Stick around. It's AFR.
AFR.
AFR is brought to you by Pinnacle Exterior Construction, PECbuilt.com, PECbuilt.com, PECbuilt.com. I'm so excited to be going through this process. We have a pool at our house, and I love the pool. It's actually been amazing therapy for Drew. It's something that our family uses every spring and summer day. If you want that dream of having a pool at your home, let Shane Danton and my friends at Pinnacle Exterior Construction come by and build that pool for you. They have all in-house labor, and because they don't use subcontractors, because they'll dig the hole, they'll pour the concrete, they'll tile it all with in-house labor, they can control the schedule and the pricing. Pinnacle Exterior Construction. But you're also working with amazing people that do beautiful work. My goodness, look at the website at PECbuilt.com, PEC, Pinnacle Exterior Construction, PECbuilt.com. Look at the pictures of the work that they have done. Pools, outdoor kitchens, fences, decks, bulkheads, they do it all. Beautify your exterior space. Pinnacle Exterior Construction.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
Have you been arrested for DUI or other traffic violations? Have you made a mistake? We all have. You're not a bad person. Call the law offices of O.C. Brown at 225-343-1111 or connect with us online at ocbrown.com.
$29,995 for a new Ford F-150. Bayou Ford in Laplace has brand new 2020 Ford F-150s for only $29,995. All new Bayou Ford vehicles come with a 1 million mile powertrain warranty, and with Bayou to You, free delivery right to your door. The crew at Bayou Ford is going to do right by you.
Service Master Elite create clean, disinfected work environments. As a local business, we take pride in serving the New Orleans and Baton Rouge areas. Our cleaning protocols follow CDC and OSHA standards for healthcare settings, offices, senior living, restaurants, and industrial plants. Contact Service Master Elite to get your operation ready for reopening with germ disinfection cleaning. Service Master Elite, the trusted choice in professional cleaning since 1996.
Can you feel it? Spring is almost here, and if you got a new boat for Christmas or you just want to take your boat to a new level, you want front-to-back boat service, HD displays, live sonar that show the fish before you cast, Trolling Motors. At Front to Back, they got not one, but 2 NMEA certified techs for all of your marine electronic needs. How does a brand new speaker system sound? Well, guess what? They do that too. So call 225-928-9644 or go to Front to Back Boat Service.
After further review with Matt Moscona, ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria. Presented by Plucker's Wing Bar. Open till midnight or later every night of the week, where every Monday is all-you-can-eat wings. Plucker's Wing Bar. If you don't like our wings, we'll give you the bird.
Brain, you want to update our poll question, please?
I absolutely do, Matt.
Oh, great. I'm excited about this.
You know, since LSU won a midweek game last night,
They did.
a number of top 10 teams did not.
3 top 5 teams in the SEC, to be exact.
That is correct.
Arkansas, Ole Miss, and Florida.
Yes. And you were a bit sarcastic.
Was I?
Talking about it during Around the SEC.
Was I?
Yes, you were.
You're right, I was.
So our poll question, our Citizens Bank poll question of the day today, was Matt's sarcasm in Around the SEC A, too thick, B, not thick enough, C, just right, or D, Robin Thicke? No, Robin Thicke's not a part of that. Was it A, B, or C, too thick, not thick enough, or just right? So far, 46%, close to 47% of respondents have said it was the right amount, the right thickness.
It was the right stuff.
It was. The right stuff.
There you go, Brain.
Rocking that NKOTB. Bringing it back.
Do you ever play that in your gigs? When you
If
DJ?
it's requested, you'd be shocked. It's requested a lot.
Why would I be shocked?
Because it's 30-something years old. Who's getting married today that grew up in the NKOTB era?
The person getting married isn't always the person requesting the song.
Most of the time it is.
And also, do people request Michael Jackson?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's older than NKOTB. Don't
Yeah.
stop till you get enough.
Yeah, that's actually from the 70s. Most Michael Jackson requests are Billie Jean, though.
I got to check you on Don't Stop Till You Get Enough.
It wasn't from 79.
I want to check.
Okay.
You may be right on that one. I mean, you are the expert.
Well, I don't
You're
have the date
DJ.
in front of me when I play it. I just have the artist title and
Look
link
at
for the song.
you. 1979 from Off the Wall. Nailed the year. That away, Brain.
All right.
It's a good one.
30% of folks thought.
What about The Way You Make Me Feel?
Same album, wasn't it?
I don't know.
Oh, I don't know. That's requested a lot less. No, wait. The Way You Make Me Feel was not the same album. Now I'm not going to remember which album that was off of. How many people in the audience are like, what's an album?
Yeah, right?
30% think you were too thick.
Okay.
But you got Ideal Protein working for you.
No doubt. I was waiting for an Ideal Protein joke.
And 23%
I mean,
say
I was
not
gonna, I was
thick
gonna,
enough.
I was gonna do it.
yeah.
If you did. I was gonna do it if you did.
Didn't mean to step on you there.
1987. Way You Make Me Feel.
Okay.
1987. What about Billie Jean?
Billie Jean was on the Thriller album, wasn't it? So that would have been 83? Make me look that up.
No, I got it. Normal. This is role reversal here. 82. Close. Close, but as they say, Brain. No cigar. It's wicked hard to smoke the cigar. All right. Glad you're hanging out with us here on AFR. LSU baseball, they beat Southeastern last night 10-7 out at Alec Box Stadium. If you missed the game, no sweat. Don't expect everybody to watch every pitch of every midweek game. That's why I have no life. Will Helmer's pretty good start for LSU last night. Went 4 innings. He was really good for all except 1 inning. Tigers win their 6th straight, though. They got 4 in the first. And then they got My apologies. 4-0 in the first, and then they had to put up a five spot in the fourth. There it is. So Tigers end up winning 10-7, and Will Helmer's got the start. He pitched pretty well in 4 innings. No walks, 3 strikeouts. He did allow 5 hits, 3 runs, all in the third inning. And the LSU responded with another run in the third, and they put it at the 5 spot in the fourth, as we mentioned. The thing that people continue to talk about with this LSU baseball team, which we talked about with Doug Thompson earlier today in the show, is the bullpen. And I do very much understand your concern, but I will also continue to say that I think LSU has shown what they're going to do. They're going to shorten their bullpen. For example, last night, Ty Floyd, Devin Fontenot, Garrett Edwards combined to go 3 1/3 of shutout baseball. And I think Paul Mainieri and Alan Dunn know the guys they can count on. Generally, you're going to expect your starter in the weekend to go more than 4 innings like Will Helmers did last night. It's not a knock on Helmers. The guy's been really, really good. But you're going to expect Fontenot or Marceau, Labus, Hill, one of the 3, all of the 3, to go more than 4 innings, likely into the 6th or 7th inning because they've all been masterful so far. If they do, then you're not asking your bullpen in a weekend to give you 12 innings. Maybe you're asking your bullpen to give you 7 to 9 innings, which is much more manageable in a weekend series. Devin Fontenot last night pitched the 8th inning, needed just 13 pitches. He got 2 strikeouts. He was flawless. Garrett Edwards came in, got the save in the 9th, 3 up, 3 down on just 10 pitches, flawless. That looks like the recipe. If I on Friday night can get Jaden Hill to give me 7 innings, I can give the ball to Devin Fontenot in the 8th. If he mows him down in the 8th, awesome. Give it to Garrett Edwards in the 9th. If Fontenot has any problems in the 8th, have Edwards ready to go to see if he can get you a 4 or 5 out save. Great. I think that's going to be their methodology moving forward. The other thing a lot of people have asked about is Hayden Travinski. So Travinski last night homered and he doubled off the bottom of the wall, and he is a really big bat, and I understand why people are excited about him. He's a big, burly-looking dude that mashes the baseball, and you would love to have him in your lineup. He's got a .438 batting average in just 16 at-bats. Small sample size, but when you're 7 of 16 and your on-base percentage is .550, that's going to warrant more opportunities. And Paul Mainieri seems apt to give it to him. My read on this, and this might be a dated reference for those that don't remember the 2000 National Championship team. I got to remind myself there's a lot of people in the audience who are too young maybe to remember that since it's been 21 years. But that team had Brad Cressy, who won the Bench Award as the best catcher in college baseball. But they also had Ryan Jorgensen, who went on to be a big league catcher. Ryan Jorgensen was a better defensive catcher than Brad Cressy. That is objectively factual. But Cressy was one of the best hitters in all of college baseball. So they had to have Cressy in the lineup every day. So they platooned Jorgensen and Cressy at catcher, and when Jorgensen caught, Cressy DH'd. Well, this LSU team tried Cade Beloso in the outfield, and he'll still get spot duty out there, but mostly we've seen Beloso DH. Cade has scuffled a bit here to start the season. He's Beloso is hitting .233 right now to start the season. He's hitting .233. They've dropped him in the order. Maybe you'll see more fastballs that way. What I know about Cade Beloso is he can hit at this level. He was hitting .313 last year before the season shut down. I know Beloso can hit at this level if he's given enough ABs to get going. Paul Mainieri's giving him a lot of leash, but he's got to get going at some point. In the meantime, if Travinski is going good, then you have to figure out a way to get him in the lineup. I'm not saying you bench Beloso and DH Travinski, but what I'm saying is you could have some type of a wheel rotation with Milazzo, Travinski, and Beloso. Milazzo is the Jorgensen here. He is the best defensive catcher that you have, and you have to have him in because he's controlling the other team's running game. He's managing your pitching staff. He is a brick wall behind home plate. You've got to have him in there, even if he's hitting 150. But there are times also where you've got to get an extra bat in the lineup, and when that's the case, Milazzo goes to the bench and Travinski catches. Or you can go lefty-righty matchups because Beloso's a lefty and Travinski's a righty. So depending on who the other team is throwing, maybe you go for the lefty-righty or righty-lefty matchup, and that's who you DH on that given day. There's options that Paul Mainieri has here, but I think what he understands is that Travinsky is an aggressive hitter at the plate. He is not passive. He is seeking an opportunity to drive a baseball, and when he sees his pitch, he takes his hack, and it's usually a very aggressive, powerful hack. He homered last night, and the double he had was off the wall in dead center. You've got to get this kid more ABs, and I think Paul Maneri is certainly going to do that. And I will tell you that I am quite okay with LSU only putting up runs in, well, I mean, they did put up one in the third, but with runs primarily in 2 innings. When the runs you are putting up are crooked numbers because you have a lineup full of guys that can hit the ball gap to gap and over the fence, I'm okay with long stretches of nothing offensively if when you get hot, it's a 4-run first and a 5-run fourth. This is what, I'll use this term loosely, but this is what Guerrilla Ball is. You are playing for the 3-run homer. And that is a way more fun way to watch baseball than, I mean, I know there's the traditionalists who want to see the bunt or the hit and run, or, you know, you get on base, you steal, you bunt them to third, you get in on a sac fly. But honestly, that's a lot of work. Happy Gilmore this thing. Maybe I'll just try to get it on the first swing every time. Like, do that. Score 3 runs on a homer. Let Gavin Dugas and let K. Doty continue to just abuse baseballs. Look, I think this is how it's going to go this year. I know there's this big concern that what happens when you get into conference play and you're seeing better pitching. I think what you're going to see is a lot of strikeouts, but I also think whenever LSU gets a guy on and gets a pitcher on the ropes, they're going to hit a 3-run homer. And you're just going to live and die by that offensively. And I'm okay with it. It's unsettling for some, but you know it's a hard watch. Getting guys on and going 1 for 12 with runners in scoring position. Get them on, get them in. LSU, Mississippi State this weekend out at Alec Box Stadium. But I totally understand everybody's concern over the bullpen. But I do believe when your starting pitching will extend deep into ball games and you know the shortened bullpen that you're relying on, you're going to have more success. All right, it's after further review. Glad you're hanging out with us here. Love telling you about our friends over at GMFS Mortgage and GMFSmortgage.com. Changing lives since 1999. That is GMFS Mortgage. Home buy, refi, construction loans, they do it all. If you're buying or building a home, GMFS Mortgage. But most importantly right now, refinance your mortgage. Historically low interest rates. I say this every single day, and please take me up on this. I did it myself. We closed a few weeks back. Lower your monthly mortgage payment. Skip a mortgage payment or 2 when you close. Shorten the life of your loan. Here is an opportunity. As much as COVID has sucked, one benefit is interest rates have plummeted, and this is your opportunity to take advantage. It's a moment in time. It will not last forever. Call GMFS Mortgage or find the local loan officer nearest you. GMFSmortgage.com. GMFS Mortgage. Changing lives. The Saints, or I should say Drew Brees, formally today bid farewell to the city of New Orleans to Saints fans via a video that the Saints released. You will hear that when we come back next. Also, Ed Ogeron continuing to highlight some of the first day of LSU spring football practice. We'll delve into that as we continue. Otterlocks. Oh, let me say this real quick. Otterlocks is coming up. One of my plays tonight, if you're interested, hit last night on the Pacers or on the Red Wings. One of my plays tonight is the Pacers. Durant and Kyrie are out for the Nets, so you're probably going to see that line continue to climb. I got in at the Pacers as a 1-point favorite. It's already up to 1.5. It might even be beyond. So if you are interested in playing tonight, Pacers is one of the plays that I like, and I'd get it if you're interested in playing it. If you don't, who cares? But if you want to play it now, because that line's probably going to keep going up till tip-off. All right, it's after further review. Stay here.
AFR.
Better coverage for less money. That is Insurance Network of Louisiana. 293-0450, 293-0450, or lainsurance.net. Rarely a day goes by that I don't get a message that says, Matt, what's that insurance company you're always talking about that chops for the rates? Fine, it's totally cool if you don't remember. You can always email me or tweet me or text me or message me on Facebook or Instagram. Always reach out and ask me. I'm happy to share with you if you forget who it is. But it's Insurance Network of Louisiana. 293-0450, 293-0450, or lainsurance.net. The process is so easy. you'll talk to Adam or Jay or someone in the office. They'll take some information about your current coverage. This is all free, by the way. Like literally, they get paid from the insurance company if and when you switch. So if they can't find you better coverage for less money, you keep your current insurance policy. It's that easy. 293-0450.
Have you been arrested for DUI or other traffic violations? Have you made a mistake? We all have. You're not a bad person. Call the law offices of O.C. Brown at 225-343-1111 or connect with us online at ocbrown.com.
$29,995 for a new Ford F-150. Bayou Ford in LaPlace has brand new 2020 Ford F-150s for only $29,995. All new Bayou Ford vehicles come with a 1 million mile powertrain warranty, and with Bayou to You, free delivery right to your door. The crew at Bayou Ford is going to do right by you.
Oh, hey, what's up? It's Big D and Bubba, 100.7 The Tiger Morning Show. We'd love for you to join us every weekday, 4 a.m. till 9 a.m.
Yeah, everything you want in a show. Country music. We got laughs. We got celebrity in-studio guests. We just need you.
Join us every weekday morning, 4 a.m. to 9 a.m., right where it all started.
That's right. Louisiana's country station, 100.7 The Tiger.
This isn't just another day. It's so much more. Kelly's life was put on hold when her Auctioner primary care doctor discovered a rare blood disorder. Her doctor connected her to an Auctioner care team of cancer, heart, and kidney specialists. With multiple primary care locations around Baton Rouge, same-day appointments, and online scheduling, we're relentless about keeping you healthy. Auctioner Baton Rouge, innovating healthcare for Kelly.
50 years ago on Easter Sunday, Breck's Baton Rouge Zoo proudly opened our doors, and we've been hopping ever since. 5 decades of connecting people with animals, teaching our community about the problems facing wildlife and how we can help, and working with zoos across the world to protect endangered species. Today, our future is taking flight by stretching the possibilities of what your zoo can become, while we keep it fun and affordable for everyone. Thanks for coming along.
Starting in 1974, Central Plumbing has served Baton Rouge and surrounding areas for all of their plumbing needs. Through these tough and trying times, we want you to remember that the Payne family is here to continue to support and serve you. As a multi-generational business, there is no job that is too big or too small. Residential, commercial, industrial, hospitality, we're here for anything you need. 24/7, 365. Give us a call, 225-925-8552.
It's no secret. The best oysters in Baton Rouge are at Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar. Enjoy mouth-watering South Louisiana flavor and oysters from all over the country. And don't forget our nightly drink specials. Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar.
After further review with Matt Moscona, ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria. Presented by Plucker's Wing Bar. Open till midnight or later every night of the week, where every Monday is all-you-can-eat wings. Plucker's Wing Bar. If you don't like our wings, we'll give you the bird.
Watch us live daily on the 104.5 ESPN YouTube channel, powered by Bayou Ford. Find highlights on each show's channel and subscribe to get notified when we go live. Watch now on the 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge YouTube channel, powered by Bayou Ford.
Rolling through a Hump Day edition of AFR presented by Pluckers. Not going to lie to you, this got me a little emotional. The Saints dropped this about maybe 30 minutes or so before we came on air. I watched it, and this was a lump in the throat type moment. Drew Brees reading a letter that he wrote to the city of New Orleans, to Saints fans, to essentially everyone who has had a role in his career and his time in New Orleans, including his family. It's beautifully done, but here you go. This is Drew Brees' ode, and thank you to New Orleans.
To the city of New Orleans and the Who Dat Nation, words cannot express the love and appreciation I have for you. From the moment I stepped foot into the city of New Orleans, I could feel your spirit. You told me that if I loved New Orleans, you would love me back. No truer words have ever been spoken. You embraced me as your quarterback and my family as your own. You made me strive to be the best I could be for you. When I was knocked down, you picked me up. It was your passion, emotion, and resilience that made us all believe. I will spend the rest of my life attempting to give back to you what you have given to me. My family and I will always love you. To the Saints organization, Gail Benson, and the late Tom Benson. In the world of sports, I could not have asked for a better organization and ownership. Your commitment to excellence, unwavering support for our team, and generosity toward the community are second to none. I recognize the chance you took when signing me on March 14, 2006. I worked every day to prove you right. Miss Gail, you are one of the kindest, most generous, and extraordinary people we know. Thank you for your love and grace, guidance and leadership. I still miss my visits with Mr. Benson and his grandfatherly advice. To my coaches and teammates, to build a great team means finding men of great character, toughness, intelligence, and a fierce love for the game. But most importantly, the really successful teams in any arena are the ones who love each other the most. When things get tough, which they always do, sometimes the only thing you have to fall back on is the love of those around you. You will push past any perceived limitations you thought you had to fight for each other. You find a purpose far greater than yourself. Sean and Mickey, thank you for building a culture where we could experience this type of love and commitment. It is not common, but rather very unique and very special. For 15 years, our relationship grew past that of player-coach and player-GM. I've watched your children grow, and you've watched mine. We have struggled, laughed, cried, and celebrated together. Your trust and belief gave me great confidence and brought out my absolute best. To the training staff, equipment staff, and all the unsung heroes, I want you to know how much you are appreciated, and we cannot do this without you. Thank you to my late mother, Mina Ruth Akins, and my father, Chip Brees. Brittany, you are my angel. I'm not sure why God blessed me with you, but you have been my shining star. You make me believe that we can accomplish anything. You taught me what it is to be part of the best team. To Balin, Bowen, Callan, and Rylan. When this journey began, you were just a hope and a dream. Each of you has brought so much joy and purpose to my life and career. I played for my city, my team, and all those who believed in me, but I also played for you. God bless you all, and here's to the next chapter.
Drew Brees bidding farewell to a city that embraced him. And as he said at the beginning, you embrace New Orleans, give you a big bear hug back. Same is true with the entire state of Louisiana, this region. Nobody embodied that more than Drew Brees. Good luck to him in retirement. What is next? I have a feeling he's not going to be too far, but that was exceptionally done by both Drew and the Saints organization. We'll wrap up with Otter Locks next.
AFR.
AFR is brought to you by the Baton Rouge General Hospital. I tell you every day, brgeneral.org, brgeneral.org. March is National Colorectal Cancer Awareness Month. Go to the website. There is a tab on the left side where you can go to I Want To and then see all services. Of course, you can go to see there and you can find the cancer section. And you can learn more about all the services that they offer, the cancer services that they offer at the Baton Rouge General Hospital. But this month, we specifically focus on colon cancer because colon cancer is the second leading cause of cancer death among men and women in the U.S., and 60% of colorectal cancer deaths could have been prevented with a screening. The Pennington Cancer Center at the Baton Rouge General Hospital encourages you to get screened. If you are 50 years old or older, if you have not been screened, schedule it today. Save a life. brgeneral.org for the Baton Rouge General Hospital, part of the Mayo Clinic Care Network.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time. Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
$29,995 for a new Ford F-150. Bayou Ford in Laplace has brand new 2020 Ford F-150s for only $29,995. All new Bayou Ford vehicles come with a 1 million mile powertrain warranty, and with Bayou to You, free delivery right to your door. The crew at Bayou Ford is going to do right by you.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
This is a house call. This is a follow-up appointment. This is a diabetes checkup. This isn't just more convenient care, it's more advanced care. This is innovating healthcare at Louisiana's #1 hospital, Kushner.
Are you a licensed contractor? There's lots of good contractors in Louisiana doing work the right way, but unfortunately, too many unlicensed contractors are working outside the licensing requirements. Working as a contractor in Louisiana requires a license for the company doing the work. The Louisiana State Licensing Board for Contractors wants to help you get licensed to allow you to conduct work legally. It's not difficult to get the license. We can help you. Go to lacontractor.org for more information. Licensed contractors, it's the law.
I'm Jay Ducote. I grew up learning how to cook at LSU tailgate parties and right in my own backyard. And I created JD's Louisiana products to bring that Louisiana flavor to you at home for your backyard cookout. JD's Louisiana barbecue sauce, Louisiana molasses mustard, spicy and sweet barbecue rub, and more are available at your local supermarkets or by logging on to jducote.com/shop. Put in promo code CST for 25% off at checkout.
Sports wouldn't be the same without the die-hard fans. That's why we're highlighting the fans that do the most. 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge brings you the Citizens Bank Fan of the Week. Check it out.
After further review with Matt Moscona, ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria. Presented by Plucker's Wing Bar. Open till midnight or later every night of the week, where every Monday is all-you-can-eat wings. Plucker's Wing Bar. If you don't like our wings, we'll give you the bird.
Down the stretch, we come final segment here on a Hump Day edition of AFR, presented by Pluckers, Nicholson, Bluebonnet, Dine and Carry Out. Pluckers, if you don't like our wings, we'll give you the bird. Otter coming up here in just about 3 minutes or so. Some have asked, I do have locks today. I like the Pacers, the Cavs, and the Flames. Pacers, Cavs, in the NBA, the Flames in the NHL. Point spread plays on the Pacers and the Cavs, a puck line on the Flames there as well. So, last week, one of the greatest moments of the history of the show, Michael Cobble punked by Will Wade. I almost peed on myself. I laughed so hard. Will Wade had a press conference today, and Cobble participated again.
Last one for Cobble before we have to end.
Oh, we can't end without Cobble, huh?
Similar vein to what Lane actually just asked about.
Stay on. We'll have our point guard next.
Yes, fantastic.
Hold tight.
You know, he described himself as a point guard in the post game. I felt the tinge all over again. If you would kind of just take us through what you have planned, not necessarily puzzles and video games, but how are you going to approach your remaining days? And I mean, is it really you're just in hotels the whole time?
Some things you'll never, ever, ever live down. A coach on the NCAA tournament press conference telling you to hold on. We've got our point guard coming up next. That's going to rate really highly. Will Wade's what's the Will Wade's Q rating in my book continues to elevate every single day. Our dear friend Michael Cobble. All right, it's after further review. All right, Otter's coming up here in just a quick second. Got to remind you about mycleanliving.net, mycleanliving.net. Super shout out to St. Jude School in Baton Rouge. Heard us talking about My Clean Living here. They are going through enrollment for next year right now. And the principal there, Mrs. Gardner, had several families say, especially with younger children, that maybe they were a little apprehensive about enrolling their kids because of COVID and so on. St. Jude School, I can confidently tell you now, is the cleanest, most sanitary school in East Baton Rouge, maybe in the entire state of Louisiana. They had the Active Pure technology, this NASA technology in their air purifiers installed in every single classroom, in their cafeteria, in their gym, all throughout the school. So if your kids go to St. Jude, they're in the most sanitary environment they could possibly be in. So St. Jude School, Pluckers, Finbaum, Rufino's, so many places, the Louisiana State Capitol, so many places all over the city of Baton Rouge, state of Louisiana. You see the technology, you believe it, you understand it. The Fresh Air Mobile, which is right here on the set with me, it's about the size of a cell phone, $199. The larger units are affordable as well, and financing is available for your home, for your office, for your business, for your car. mycleanliving.net, mycleanliving.net. Purify the air and surfaces from dozens of pathogens, including the virus that causes COVID-19, but not just COVID, strep, flu, bacteria, mold. mycleanliving.net, mycleanliving.net. Okay, let's find out what we are betting on tonight. It's Otterlocks.
Otterlocks.
All right, we welcome in our buddy, the one and only, the inimitable Jimmy Ott. Otter, how are you?
Doing good, man. Just huddling through campus to get over here to City Flight. Me and Hanny tonight.
Yes.
We'll break down our brackets. Andy Isco, his picks tonight from gaming today in Las Vegas. Wes Reynolds, we had Justin Thomas at 22-1 last week. He and Humans both had him, his golf picks and his college basketball. He's also an IU alum. Give us a lot of insight on their coaching search.
Love it.
You forget about that, Matt. Indiana, third highest gross revenue, annual gross revenue
In
college
basketball?
behind Kentucky and Louisville. Yeah, so they expect a lot. You know, people beat up on Indiana, but they with a lot of money comes a lot of expectations. Going to the NIT tonight, Toledo out of the MAC, which is pretty good this year. And we talked about Ohio yesterday being the single most bet team in the first round against Virginia. There's some COVID rumors going on in Charlottesville, Virginia. But against the Richmond Spiders, who are a really good team this year, but got knocked out by Duquesne in Atlantic 10 first round. But here's the real story. Richmond was without Blake Francis. He averages 16 a game. They are without Grant Golden. He averages 13 points and 6 rebounds a game. So those two guys being out have caused this line going from Richmond minus 2.5 to Toledo minus 4.5. And I have to say, I think it's that big of a deal. So we're going with the Rockets out of the MAC. The top 4 teams in the MAC this year were really good. And against this beat-up Richmond team, we had so big aspirations this year. We turned all 5 starters of a team that won 25 games a year ago, whooped up on Kentucky by double digits and roughed early in the season. But they just kind of flattened out, finished 13-8 on the season. So we're fading the Spiders today, going with Toledo minus the 4.5.
All right, so you got Toledo minus 4.5. Anything else you're looking at?
That's it.
All right, I got three.
Let's go.
I'm going to give you the Pacers. Now, that line is climbing because no Kyrie, no Durant. I got it at 1. Last I checked, it was 1.5. But I like the Pacers at home. I like the Cavs also at home tonight. And I like the puck line on the Calgary Flames. I'm giving you a 3-pack tonight, Otter. The Pacers, the Cavaliers, and the Flames.
Cavaliers plus 8.
Yes, sir.
Indiana minus 1.5. And the Flames
Puck
go
line,
down.
minus 1.5 on the puck line.
Minus 1.5. Okay.
And
what's their odds?
I got it at plus 200.
Plus 200?
Yes.
Oh, look at you. A little shot. Let's go.
Let's go, indeed. Hey, you know what, Otter? You laughed at me about my Sabres pick a couple nights ago, but you know what? When you're hitting at a 70% rate, you keep letting it ride, brother. Hit last night with the Detroit Red Wings.
No, you won outright.
Outright winner for the Red Wings last night. How about that? How about it, Otter?
Very good. Very good. Very good. Get greedy, and go for the money line.
Well, look, I know what I'm doing here. I don't need to be greedy with that. I'm just making the plays I'm making. But you know what? There is kind of a tendency. It's kind of a little trend that's showing where a lot of those winners are money line winners. So I kind of might start taking a little look at that. But Pacers, Cavs, Flames tonight.
Tomorrow we'll have Colucci's early picks for you. And so tonight, me and Hanny over here breaking down the brackets and just doing it up. Bet Rivers presents Jimmy Ott's Game Time.
That is following us here in Baton Rouge. If you're not in Baton Rouge, online, Facebook, Game Time with Jimmy Ott, Facebook page, or online at 1045ESPN.com. Thank you, Otter.
Good luck, Matthew.
To you as well. All right, a lot of people asking for the picks. There you go. Otter gave you Toledo -4. I gave you the Pacers, the Cavs, and the Flames. Good luck, y'all. Get rich tonight. Brain, what did you learn?
Will Clapp didn't get an offer. Didn't get a tender.
Correct. Paulie, what did you learn?
Eli Rick's going to miss a portion of spring practice.
Yeah. Matt, what did you learn?
Doug Thompson claims Jamin Garadell never hit a ball over a fence in his life until 1998 at LSU. I think it's bogus. Still have not gotten the answer. Stay tuned. See you tomorrow.
AFR.
As we get on down the road, we remind you about Michelli Weighing and Measurement, Michelli.com, Michelli.com. Check out the website. If you are a business that weighs or measures anything, they sell, rent, and service the products that help you weigh and measure. They're actually our country's largest distributor of scales, which is stunning. But they're in Harahan. They're an amazing business over at Michelli Weighing and Measurement, Michelli.com to check out more. Listen, let's say hypothetically, you're a business, you get a big job going on where you're building a giant piece of machinery and you have thousands of tools that need to be calibrated. Awesome. Michelli can calibrate those for you. And they have a track system, which is totally free to you, where you can keep track of the progress of those calibrations throughout the entire process. It makes you more efficient, and it's free 24/7. Michelli.com.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from